second.
Announce it, and then I'll announce it in my server.
Yep.
And then we have like a few people.
Yep, we are already about to be live, so.
Okay, time to. Okay, let me open the chat. Let's see how many people are in here.
It'll take a second for people to roll in, but just give it a minute.
Oh my god, I got an ad as soon as I opened the video. Oh my god.
Damn.
Bro, I have this one friend who I told I was gonna debate you. He's been like on my dick about it for like 2 months.
Yeah. What's up, Curry Bow? What's up, Kuro Cloud?
Okay. We got 5 people in here. You want to start the introduction now?
Just give me we'll give it a few minutes. That way we'll get some more people in here, and once we get about 20 people, we'll go ahead and start. What's up, List of Legends? What's up, Chicken Stacy? What's up, Mist? What's up, Bites the Dust? MUI Goku? What's up, Curry Bow? Damn.
Oh yeah, MUI Goku is the guy who's been on my dick about it. That's not his Discord.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on my dick about it. Bro.
Yeah. What's up, Toshiro? What's up, Doll? What's up, Frankie? Dio-sama, hey Noodles, first time watching live. Appreciate it, Dio-sama. What's up, Saber? Coming back again. Oh, we already got 30 people in here. I think we're ready to go. So for everyone that is just now joining, I'm going to be debating a newcomer. His name's Cursed. He's a person that I've met on Discord, and he wanted to debate Heavy Sasuke, the Sasuke from the Itachi fight, versus Kakuzu. Correct? Is that right, Cursed?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Cursed, you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat. What's up, Mid-Top? What's up, Spiraling?
Yeah, I'm Cursed. You just said my name. Basically, I've been preparing for this for months. Like I've watched like all his live streams. I've been in the lab working on counters to his metas. I've been ready to debate this for a while. I decided this is the opportunity I had.
He said he's been in the lab for months. He's been preparing for this moment. All right, well, awesome. Well, we got our scans chat and everything. So we'll just post all of our scans in there. Did we have any rules that we wanted to set before the debate began?
I mean, I don't really mind any rules.
Good idea, Mid-Top.
Obviously, like normal debate stuff, like
standard assumptions.
I don't really care about like time limits for finding scans, but preferably like make that like under 10 minutes so that it doesn't get too long. But I already have all my scans, and I'd hope you do. I mean, I don't think that should be too big of a problem.
I don't have my scans on hand, but I can pretty much find them fairly quickly. So, but I'm sure.
Yeah, they're just in like a scan server I have, so it should be pretty easy to find.
Okay, but perfect. Okay, so I'll go ahead and ask you: do you want to start first, or do you want me to go first? I don't care either way.
Yeah, you can go first.
All right, you want me to go first? So, the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, what do you think about Kakuzu scaling to KCM1 Naruto? Due to the Yugito thing.
I do not agree with that at all.
You don't agree with it? Okay, well, Let me present the argument before we get your disagreement. So, basically, you're aware that Kakuzu was able to react to Perfect Jinchuriki version 2 Yugito, right?
Can you send me that scan?
Not version 2, like full avatar Yugito. Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yeah.
He reacts to her paw swipe. So.
Oh yeah, actually, I did want to ask you this. Do you care about like using colored scans or like
as long as the translation's the same, I don't care.
Yeah, it's the same translation. Like, what website are you using?
I use Mangasi for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I used to, so there shouldn't be a problem. I just use colored scans because it's kind of like just kind of easier to.
Well, since you want to use colored scans, here you go. There it is.
Okay, I'm gonna just like ask, like, not gonna like agree to this. I'm just gonna like steal a minute and ask where does this like lead, so I can just get all your scaling and then I'll start addressing your points.
Okay, so you're steel manning this. You're gonna just accept it for now, and then maybe come back to it later. Okay. So Kakuzu scales to full avatar Perfect Jinchuriki Yugito. Yugito is stated in the data book to have blitzed KCM1 Naruto.
Yeah, can you send me that?
Yes, I can. I'll have to find that real quick though. Basically, obviously, if he's scaling to a character that can blitz KCM1 Naruto, this would prove that Kakuzu is faster than KCM1 Naruto. Would you agree to that as long as I supply a appropriate scan? Grab this. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, I'll get something to drink. I'm fucking thirsty.
Yep, and this is my 300th debate too, Fodera. So this will be the number 300 if I win. Noodles, what's up? Is he cursed, Valor? No, this is just cursed. His name's just cursed.
Yeah, I've been asked if I'm cursed Fowler before. I don't even really know who that is.
Nope.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, but unfortunately for you, Noodles, you're not gonna be 300-0. You're gonna be 499.
Good. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. It's a weird data book to scan, so I'll have to find it.
Is it from the fourth data book? Well, obviously.
Yeah,
I didn't even know Yugito was in the fourth data book. Not gonna lie.
You didn't study hard enough. Hold on 1 second. I'm still looking for it. I have the Japanese scan. I just need to find the translation.
Okay.
1 second.
I'm just gonna entertain the chat for a little bit.
Okay. Go for it.
Damn, RIP curse. No one can beat that Kakuzu scale. Bro, I promise that my months of dedication to this are not gonna be wasted.
My months of dedication.
It's been 3 months,
so
bro.
funny.
Brisket versus beef ribs. You're right. That should have been our debate, Noodles.
Oh, yeah? That should have been our debate? Man, this translation is just hard to find. Because data book's not translated. Crazy, I know.
I might end up using some data books too. But I have them all in what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they're all on my scan server, so I don't gotta worry about not being able to find them.
Alright, I found it. Okay, so this is what it says. It says the sharp claws.
No way, people are already getting me.
What's up?
Okay.
This is what it says.
People are already getting me.
The sharp claws are the pride of Matatabi's weapons, and her body art is full of wildness. The blade of Gale, which mercilessly cuts down its prey, does not even give the enemy time to take a defensive stance. So it's basically saying Naruto didn't even have the time to take a defensive stance because of her speed and her claws.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to this first instance, the Kakuzu blocking Yugito thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have another counter to this whole case of Naruto stuff, but
Okay.
I'll go back to this. So basically, I think that since we don't really see the interaction from when Yugito swings her paw, I believe there is a possibility that this could have been an aim dodge and did not require any of Kakuzu's actual speed to perform him blocking her.
Okay, so firstly, he doesn't dodge, so it's not an aim dodge. Secondly,
I mean, like an aim block, you know what I'm
an aim block.
Like he sees where she's going and he raises his hands before she throws the attack, and then she throws the attack.
Well, she raises her hand up. Kakuzu is already mentally reacting to it. You can see in the bottom right panel. And then she swings it down, and Kakuzu raises his arms up and blocks it, like last second.
Yeah. Okay, so she raises his hand. She raises her hand, right?
Uh-huh.
And Kakuzu sees this, and then it just cuts to like Yugito's paw on his hand. We don't see what happened like in between those two instances. So I think that it's like entirely possible that he raised his hand up like as soon as he saw she raises her paw before she even tried to strike him. And then when she strikes at him, Kakuzu like tries to catch it, and then he just gets slammed into the ground.
So he does catch it, but like you can see on panel that like his movement, you can see the motion lines, like he's moving in that panel at the same time Yugito is moving, and he still blocks it. And this is like, I mean, just blocking an attack does generally just mean relativity. Like the distance here isn't very large or anything like that, so it should still just be relative.
Yeah, his like cloak is moving, but we see like his actual like hands aren't moving. Like they don't have any motion lines on them at all. So
I
I
mean,
don't really
you
see
can see
that.
motion lines right next to his wrist.
Yeah, that's because his hands are shaking because he's like holding up her paw.
So
It's like you're at the gym and you're like doing like a heavy PR, right? And your body's like shaking because you're like struggling to lift the weight. I
so
don't think it's because like he's in the process of moving.
what would be the difference between Kakuzu blocking this? So would you say that like because Madara dodged Tobirama, Madara's relative, right?
I mean, it depends on the instance. I don't think like just because you dodge someone that you're like always relative.
Well, he like blitzes him afterwards, but yeah, like you remember the scene where Tobirama like tries to attack him from the back and he just slips out the way.
I mean, yeah, vaguely.
Okay. Would you agree that that shows at least relativity, if not faster speed for Madara?
I mean, in that instance, Tobirama like swings his kunai and like that's when Madara dodges. But like, I don't think these instances are like comparable.
I think they are because all that's happening is it's the same thing. Like it's the same thing. Basically, Tobirama runs up, attacks Madara. That's the same as Yugito attacking Kakuzu. Madara mentally reacts first, right? You can see him mentally react first. Then he slips out the way. We see Kakuzu mentally react, and then he blocks. What's the difference between those?
The difference between them is you don't really know when Kakuzu moves. Like that's like what I'm saying. Like
It's
we
mid
can always
attack
see.
though.
Okay, let me like explain. So basically, what we don't see, right, is when Kakuzu raises his hands, right. All we know is that in that bottom right of like a zoom in on like his eyes, it's possible that he raised his hand there, and then like Yugito just like decides to just say fuck it, and then just like slams her paw anyway, and then he's able to like briefly hold up her paw, right. Now that's just an equal possibility because we don't see what happens like in between these instances. So I don't really think you can really assert this as a speed feat.
It's definitely a speed feat. I mean, Yugito's hands are moving towards him. He sees it, mentally reacts, so it's at least mental reaction. Firstly, so he can mentally react to her speed, and then and he hasn't even moved his arms yet, and then she's already mid swing, by the way, and then he blocks it. So it's just like there's no difference from blocking an attack there and blocking an attack any other time. Blocking an attack does establish relativity.
Wait,
and we see
hold up. I don't
like
think
both.
she's like bringing her paw down. It seems like she's just like raising it up, and he sees this, right? Like it seems like he sees her paw as being risen up, like after she stops. Like obviously, if you raise up your hand to slam it, it's going to be a moment where it's stopped. He sees that she stopped, like he stopped her paw, and then as I said, we don't really see what he does.
Her paw is already completely raised in that panel. Would you agree? That's like that's the peak height. Well, he reacts after it's already at peak height. He mentally reacts first, so she is bringing it down after that.
Yeah, Noodles. I'm saying that he like reacts, like he sees it's now in the air, right? So he's like, so it could be that the case that he just sees this and he's like, okay, well, he's about to slam it down, and then in that instance, he could have raised his paws up before she struck him. Like that's what I'm saying, right?
You're saying he could have raised his hands up before she struck him?
Yeah, like I'm saying, like in the instance where her hands, like paw is in the air before she brings it down.
You think he just already had his hands up?
Yeah, like he's doing it in anticipation.
He's doing like a pose. He's just holding his hands up. Why is there so many motion lines surrounding the bottom side of Kakuzu then?
Like, well, that's just because like the motion lines, as in like the lines on the outside of him. Hold up.
Because he's not raising his arms in the bottom right panel. He raises his arms afterwards.
Yeah, sorry, my brother walked in. So can you repeat what you said?
Okay. So you see the motion lines on Yugito's paws and the motion lines on like the side of Kakuzu's body at the bottom. We see like the shaking lines too, the like ones that go vertical around his body, but then there's also clearly motion lines on both of them.
Like like that's what I'm saying. Like those like lines like around like his cloak or like on the outside of his body is just his body shaking because he's like struggling to hold up her paw.
Okay, why couldn't KCM Naruto just aim dodge Yugito? Because it said
I don't think Naruto's like I mean I know he's got really good battle intelligence, but I don't think he's got that level of like kind of anticipation that Kakuzu does, because we saw when Kakuzu was getting ambushed by Shikamaru, he's being like, oh shit, he's formulating this strategy, right? And then he immediately tries to like diffuse the situation, right? If Norris was put in that situation, he'd probably just be like, okay, I'm just gonna make 1,000 shadow clones and then just like fuck it from there, right? Like I
Okay.
think that like in this instance, their battle IQs are like obviously different. And I think Kakuzu's just
I don't
smarter.
think it has
So
anything
that
to
kind
do
of
with intelligence. It's completely a speed thing because in the data book it specifically mentions that it doesn't give him time to even take a defensive stance, but Kakuzu does have the time to take a defensive stance. So that just means
yeah.
Kakuzu
Okay,
can take a
so
defensive stance better than Casey when Naruto can at a faster rate. Like he actually does have the time to take a
yeah, I
defensive
don't.
stance.
Hold on. So you agree that the instance that it shows Casey and Naruto is like what the instance is referring to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I think those instances are not really comparable because like you see in the moment where Yugito hits him, not only is his back turned, but she's also like at a much. Let me try that again. Not only is his back turned, but she's also at like a much closer distance to him than what Kakuzu was
It says that
from
it was
Yugito.
because he didn't have time to take a defensive stance, though. But you're saying Kakuzu does have the time to. But in that scan, we clearly see Kakuzu does have the time to take a defensive stance. So
Yeah,
we're
that's what I'm saying. Like my argument is like, and these instances are not really comparable because the instance where she attacks KCM, they're at like a shorter distance,
uh-huh.
right? So not only would her speed like factor into that, but also the fact they're at that distance.
Can you
would
prove
also
it's a
factor.
shorter distance, or are you just assuming that?
Yeah. Well, I can just get this scan. Do you remember what chapter this is?
Which one?
Where Yugito goes version 2.
I don't remember that exact chapter.
Okay, I'm gonna just go to Narutopedia.
I mean that the only scan we see where she turned like the scan right before this is when she turns into the Biju, right? And then this is the first scan we see of her attacking Kakuzu, and Kakuzu just immediately blocks her. She's already in motion, about like her hand already reached peak, so as soon as she reaches peak, she's bringing it down. Kakuzu mentally reacts to it and then blocks it. And then in the situation with Naruto, it just straight up says that he didn't even have time to take a defensive stance. And it's a weaker Yugito, too. That's only version 2 Yugito. Kakuzu's reacting to the full body avatar.
Hold up. Let me like get the scans to
Okay.
highlight what I'm trying to say, and then I'll explain more in depth what I'm trying to get at. I'm actually doing decent right now. Did not think I'd be doing this good.
Yeah, I figured you'd do good. You're doing good.
Like, okay, so we see okay, let me like look. So you see like in the instance where like all the Jinchuriki are like fighting, they're like fighting like on the like Eight Tails' like arm.
Mm-hmm.
In this instance, but then I already have this scan saved because I was arguing with someone in your chat over whether or not Yugito was as big as a mountain.
Yeah.
But if you look at this, they're like a completely separate like lengths away from each other.
Okay.
And since when Yugito like has to raise her hand, her arm is obviously like longer when she's fully transformed. It takes more. Obviously, she's got more distance to cover to go from above her head, like to bring her fucking big ass kaiju paw from like above her head down onto Kakuzu than it would for her to just run up on Naruto in her little cat form and only have to move like a normal human's arm length to strike him.
Okay, so there's a bunch of problems with what you said. Firstly, you see where Yugito jumped from behind B's like arm? Yugito is having to cover that much distance. Like basically, she's running down his arm, right? We don't even know how far she was running from behind there. So you like objectively cannot claim that it's a greater distance or not because we just don't know the distance. The second issue is,
continue.
The second issue is you're assuming that this distance where we see the like first panel where she turns into the Biju is the distance she's attacking from. She obviously is right above Kakuzu in the first panel that I showed. She's right above him. So you're gonna have to actually like show me that the distance is greater in the Yugito section. Otherwise, like Kakuzu does just actually scale to her. Scale is above Naruto at least.
So let me like explain this. So like the context of this scene, like what we see is let me go back to the chapter. We see like he gets knocked back, right? And then we see him, and then Yugito's already behind him and strikes him, right? So
it's what I'm saying is that it's to the side.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't really think that changes what I was going to say. So what I'm trying to say, right? Obviously, we know that she's like running up to him, but I'm saying at that moment where she's like right in front of him, her claw does not have to cover the same amount of distance to hit Naruto than her claw would when she's in like her fucking big brawlic kaiju form. So Kakuzu would still have more time to react.
Okay.
Than what?
So first, like, that's an assumption too, because Kakuzu is fighting a more powerful, faster version of Yugito, the full power Yugito. So you can't say that it has more time or not.
Wait,
because
hold up. Can you explain why her kaiju would be like faster? Like
more chakra.
I don't think that would necessarily make it faster.
Yes, if you add more chakra to your body, you get faster. And guess what? Biju are made of pure chakra, so it's not like their mass is really increasing like that.
I don't really think that's like at all in any way like consistent, because we see during the like the Taka fight, we know like obviously you agree that B was just clearly way faster than everybody there, but then when he went to his full Biju form, he's gonna like crush Karin with this tentacle, and then Sasuke is able to like still react to that. So I don't really think saying that the Biju would be like their full Biju form would be their fastest
Was he
form.
actually like attacking Karin, or was he just raving around? And we do see Sasuke react to B a couple times during the fight, so this is not the first time that we've seen him like react. So that just means Sasuke can react to B, especially because he has precog with the Sharingan.
Well, he gets blissed by B, like when because B was never like fully trying against them.
Well, when he was in his version 2 state, he dodges the lariat, and there actually is a calc that shows they were relative in movement.
When he was using his like version 2, when did he go version 2?
During the Sasuke fight?
Yeah, he didn't go version
he reacts.
2.
Yeah, he did. He goes into his version 2 state, the same state that Yugito's in, and the first panel you said.
Oh, you mean the full Biju one?
No, not full Biju, the version 2 state, like, the red cloak state.
He doesn't. No, he goes until version 1.
That might be version 1. It might be version 1. But either way, he reacts to the version 1B, and then he also is able to react to the 8 tentacles B.
Let me see. Well, he like aim dodges version 1B.
Why didn't he just aim dodge the tentacle then too, by your logic?
Because he doesn't have his Sharingan on this like assist him with the aim dodge.
You don't need a Sharingan to aim dodge. A normal human can aim dodge.
His aim dodging skill wouldn't be as good.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's as good or not. It still could be an aim dodge by your logic. So, like, it's just it's just like every attack an aim dodge to you. Like, do you think like if people are swapping hands, they're just aim dodging each other?
Well, I don't think every attack is an aim dodge, but I think it makes like the most sense. Like that sometimes they're going to be like they're going to be aim dodging sometimes, because obviously in a fight a lot of what you're going to do is like anticipating. But if you look at the scan I sent, right? B is like bringing his tentacle to hit Karin, right? And then Sasuke just negs it with only one eye. And we know like when he's aim dodging version 1, he like says he's using the Sharingan to track the linear path. So he's just basically saying that he uses the Sharingan to track his movements.
How do you know he's not just tracking his movements from that angle?
Because like, okay, the one instance that we see with him tracking movements, like obviously was with the Sharingan, right? And he says that with the Sharingan, I should be able to track these movements, right? So
yeah,
he's basically saying that like with it, he can track the movements of B, and obviously without it, he should not be able to. So I think
that's
an
assumption.
I don't think it is, because
he just says that I can anticipate his movements with my. He says, Karin, read his chakra and anticipate his movements. So even like Karin can anticipate his movements.
No. Yeah, but I don't think Karin's like.
She doesn't have a Sharingan.
Yeah, but I think Karin has better perception than Sasuke, like just in general.
She doesn't, but
She perceives the Raikage when she perceives the Raikage when he moves in B2, and Sasuke couldn't do that.
Sasuke does perceive the Raikage, but it doesn't matter. He still just can't physically keep up with him. Like he's looking at him every time he gets attacked. Like Sasuke's reaction speed is pretty good, but like I said, these 2 feats right here, like him cutting the tentacle, for one, this is just when B is kind of just flapping his tentacles around. He's not trying to punch someone, so it's not really the same as like a lariat or a punch. But it's like if you were like whipping your tail around, like does that necessarily scale to your full combat speed? Not really for sure. But
Noodles, we can go back to this. I want to first bring up that thing about you saying that Sasuke could see the Raikage. I don't know if we're talking about the same instance, but when Sasuke is fighting the Raikage, like when he goes version 2. Sasuke is just like he's not even looking in the same area. Like the Raikage is able to go from like across from the entire like little like room they're fighting in to behind Sasuke, and Sasuke is still stuck looking somewhere completely different. Like the Raikage just moves blatantly FTE to him.
Do you remember?
And then Karin,
do you remember the scene where he like chops the ribcage?
Yeah.
Do you agree that's version 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he is looking at him right there. So he can
Well,
mentally react to the Raikage.
after he gets hit.
He just looks at him when the Raikage's over there, bro. And he also, like, when the Raikage starts to leg drop him, he, like, puts the Amateur... He, like, uses his Kage... what's it called? Kage... his flame control, you know what I'm talking about? He uses his flame control and makes spikes.
Yeah.
So he,
Okay,
he
so
100% can perceive
that's
the
because the
Raikage.
Raikage hadn't started like the kick yet. Like that entire first half of the thing is just like the gravity making him fall. Like the end of the jutsu is the kick, but Sasuke doesn't react to the kick. He only reacts to Raikage falling through the air.
You said he's reacting to the Raikage falling through the air. Do you think his leg drop is slower than his full speed?
Well, I think the first half where he's just falling is slower, and then like when he actually has like a kick at the end.
Hold on. Let's grab the panel where he reacts to the Raikage during the point where he like chops his rib cage, because I know for a fact he was looking over at him. So hold on. Do you know what chapter the Kage Summit is?
I don't know. Maybe like 460.
454 is what I got, but yeah, 460 is close.
Actually, I don't know. I'll just see if it's on my scan server. I should have split up the. Yeah, I'll just get the scan of I don't even know what's really going on in this instance. Not gonna lie. Wait, that's never. Yes,
you don't know what's going on?
No, I was looking at a different thing. I was like, I don't even know where this is. Okay, looking debates, like not debate scans. Looking just the scans because this is one of the things I was talking about. We see here like when he gets behind Sasuke just looking somewhere.
1 second, I'm looking for the scan real fast just to show you can perceive the Raikage in version 2. I know he can't physically react, but he can perceive him. 1 second. Obviously perceived as version 1 state right here too, so that matters. But hold on.
I don't really think that matters. That's fine.
It does matter because I mean, if version 1B and version 1 Raikage are relative at this point in the series.
I don't think that's relevant to my argument. The reason I brought this up is because I was saying like that Karin has like better perception than Sasuke, and I'm arguing that like through this she's able to see like the Raikage. And
you said I said Karin has better perception than Sasuke?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said, and now that's what we're arguing about.
Like better visual perception?
Huh?
Like better visual perception?
Yeah. From what we see, yes, at this point, her visual. Like, I don't think she's physically as fast. Like, I think if they were to fight Sasuke, it would just, like, kill her, right? But
all right, here's
she's
proof.
able to, like... I'm waiting.
Okay, look at the bottom left panel. Sasuke clearly looks over at the Raikage before he hits him.
Well, yeah, because he's not moving.
He hold on. First of all, he's looking completely the opposite direction, and then he turns his head completely over and is looking at the Raikage. Therefore, he is perceiving the Raikage's movements and even physically moving his body a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm trying to say, Noodles, is that like when the Raikage's behind him, he's like preparing to throw like that chop. Like he's not moving. He's stationary and like he's like
he is moving. There's motion lines all over the panel.
No, the Raikage?
Yes, the Raikage is moving.
He literally like jams himself into like the ground so he doesn't like move, and then he's preparing to throw the water
power. That's just to gain stability, and his leg is moving even in that panel. Every single panel we see with the Raikage, there is movement. How are you saying he's not moving?
Because Noodles. My argument is he's not like throwing this chop yet, right? He's not moving to like he's not like physically moving his body. Like yeah, obviously he's moving in the sense that he just like it stopped in this area after he just like fucking ran across the fucking battlefield, right? And then he appears behind Sasuke and he's preparing to fucking like pop this guy in the neck, right?
Do you think he stopped right there, stopped moving?
Yes, because that's why he's...
Why is there motion lines, then?
Because he's moving his leg to jam into the ground.
And it's not just on his leg.
What panel are you referencing?
Look at the panel, bro. It's okay, so first panel, it shows motion lines all over all around, right? You can see it on on his hand even in the first panel, dude. Like, hold on, look at this. Let me look real close at this.
Yeah, I know at that point he's moving.
No, in the first panel, he's throwing the chop already.
In the first panel, he's throwing the chop.
Yes, look closely at it. You see that top left section right there? You can
I don't
see
think
that there's motion with his lateral bolt of pain right to the left, top left. Look at all those motion lines on his
no,
hand.
I see the lines.
Okay.
I don't think that's him like throwing the chop. I think he's just like.
Why would his arm be moving that way then?
I think he's cocking his hand back to like prepare the chop, because we see in the next instance, like the next panel to the right, his hand is now at like obviously a different angle. He's like in the process of throwing the chop, right?
Okay, so if he's in the process of throwing the chop, then Sasuke can react to him perception, because he reacts to him before the chop gets to him.
Well, no, I don't think that's because like, okay, I don't think he's reacting to the speed of the chop, right? I think he's just like reacting to the fact that Raikage is now behind him, right?
Every single panel, the arm has moved. Do you agree to that? Every single time we see the arm in a different panel, it is in a different position, yes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Then it is moving. It is moving.
Yeah, I know his arm is moving, Noodles, but I'm saying that doesn't necessarily have to be what Sasuke's perceiving. He could perceive the Raikage just stationary behind him.
He's not stationary if his arm's moving, dude. If he perceives before the arm hits him, that means he can react to the physical movement. There is no denying it. His arm moves in every single panel, and there's motion lines on his hand.
Yeah, Noodles, I know that. I'm saying like the rest of his body is not moving. That's what I'm saying. Like if someone runs up, like let me put it like this, Noodles. If someone runs up behind you, right? Like and they're gonna fucking punch you, and then you see like you hear them or like you see their shoes, right? You turn over, but then they still punch fast enough to the point where they can just blitz you. You can't actually see their punch, right?
Okay.
You still were able to perceive them because you were able to see their fucking body that's not stuck behind you.
The rest of his body is moving. I showed you. There's motion lines on his body as well.
That's on his like back, Noodles. Like
that's on his armpit. Look at his armpit. I circled it.
Yeah, that's like your lat muscle. Like when you swing your arm, right?
Okay.
You're gonna obviously do more than just your.
So let's break this down on a fundamental level, right? So let's say I go to chop you, and my arm is moving towards you, and at first your head is completely faced the opposite way, but before my hand reaches you, you turn your neck over and look at me. Does that you mentally reacting? And a little bit of a physical reaction, isn't it?
I think it just depends on what I'm actually like reacting to. Because like
reacting to the arm. So if my arm is moving towards you, and you were at first looking completely away, and then you turn towards me before it hits me, or before it hits you, that means you are mentally reacting to the movement.
Yeah, Noodles. Okay, so like my argument, right, is that literally we don't actually know what he is seeing, like what he's actually like seeing, and not like what he is actually reacting to, right? Because obviously Sasuke turning his head is not nearly the same distance as the Raikage flinging his entire arm into his skull, right? We don't know what
it's still a perception reaction. It's still a reaction. He's still perceiving the movements, regardless if you're saying he's moving more than Sasuke. I'm not denying that the Raikage is faster than Sasuke here. What I'm saying is that he can perceive his movements.
Yeah, Noodles. Like I'm saying, like we don't know what he sees that makes him turn his head. Like we don't know if he sees the movement. We know before this he was looking at the Raikage.
It wouldn't be the giant Raikage next to him that made him turn his head over, would it?
Okay, Noodles. Let me explain what I'm saying, right? Like in this instance before this, he's looking like directly at where the Raikage was, right? And then the Raikage just vanishes. Then Sasuke, like maybe his like synapses like, oh shit, he's gone. Then he turns around. That doesn't mean he has to be reacting to the Raikage that's now behind him. Like we don't know what makes him turn his head. Saying that he just now.
He just looks directly at the Raikage before it gets hit, and that's just him just randomly turning around. Well, I will tell you this: even if it's just him, hold on. Even if it's just him randomly turning around, he still had time to randomly turn around before the Raikage hit him, so it's still a mental reaction, still a physical reaction too.
Hey, Noodles, like I wasn't saying that he just randomly decided to turn around. I'm saying in the scan prior, he's looking where the Raikage was, and now he's gone. So he's like, oh shit, he's gone. So he's probably like, okay, well, I don't see him in front of me. So he's probably behind me, right? He turns around. As I said, him turning around doesn't really mean anything in terms of his physical speed, because the Raikage is obviously moving a significantly more of a distance than him.
Okay.
Right?
It still shows that his physical speed can react. A reaction doesn't mean he has to be relative. All a reaction has to be is you have to either think about someone's movement or physically move during someone's other movement. Okay? So all he has to do is move his head over. Even like you basically have already admitted that he can react to the Raikage, because when you admit that Sasuke can turn his head completely around before the Raikage can hit him, that is not just a mental reaction, that's a physical reaction. Sasuke's mental reaction is actually faster than his physical reaction. We saw that with Lee in part 1. So, and the Sharingan, of course. So, yeah, that just proves that even if he's just turning around out of instinct or whatever the reason you're giving for why he's turning around, that still does establish he has the capability to mentally react to the Raikage. I'm not saying he can dodge. I'm not saying he can get out the way. I'm just saying that he can mentally react and even slightly physically react before the Raikage's hand, which is in full motion, connects with him. Is that not fair?
Noodles, like that, like helps my point, because what I'm trying to argue, right, is that Karin's able to perceive the Raikage to a far greater extent. Like she sees him, she sees him, the Raikage, swinging his arm, right, and she's able to have like this entire monologue in her head while seeing this entire situation go down. All Sasuke does in this instance, right, is he's able to turn around, which obviously we don't know what he was like, what made him do this, right? So I'm saying that we do literally just see Karin's able to actually formulate actual like.
Just because she's talking mid-fight doesn't mean she's actually reacting.
Well, she's talking about what's like literally going on in the middle of the fight. So
yeah, but the Raikage used his teleportation to dodge Amaterasu. That happened way before this. So when she says nothing can match the Raikage's teleportation speed, if you can't keep up, defend yourself with an intangible shield. He can't just recklessly attack Sasuke. So what she's saying is nothing can keep up with the Raikage, for one. For two, she's talking about Sasuke when he brings up his Amaterasu, which happened before this. She's not necessarily just reacting to the Raikage's movement in the moment. She's just talking about Sasuke when he brings up his Amaterasu.
Yeah, Noodles. Okay, so like I'm saying that like firstly that thing is not true. She's not just reacting to the Raikage's teleportation speed, because she mentions Sasuke makes the shield of black flames on his Susanoo. So she's not just reacting to that, right? And I don't really understand what the rest of what you were saying. Like, okay. I don't know what I'm saying.
So you know how bystanders to a fight will commentate the fight and they'll say stuff like what's going on, right? So all she's talking about in this thing, she said nothing can match the teleportation speed. If you can't keep up and defend yourself, if you can't keep up, defend yourself with an intangible shield. He can't just recklessly attack you. So all she's talking about there is Sasuke bringing up the shield of Amaterasu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if she's just talking about that, then this is not the same moment as when the Raikage attacks Sasuke. So that does not prove that she's reacting to the Raikage's movement. That just proves she reacts after Sasuke pulls up Amaterasu. That's all she means. As soon as Sasuke pulls up Amaterasu and she sees that, she's like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with the Raikage. Absolutely nothing. That's an assumption on your part.
Okay, so Noodles, I'm saying, right, that it doesn't really matter what she's trying to, like, what she's doing in this instance. All I'm trying to say is, like, in the moment of when the Raikage is about to hit Sasuke, the recognition of he just turns around and looks at the Raikage, right? Karin is basically doing that same thing, where she's commentating the fight in the instance of, like, while the Raikage is, like, in the middle of throwing an attack, right? She's commentating what's already happening. Like, she's saying all these words in her head in the span of the Raikage throwing an attack at Sasuke.
Oh, you're saying she's saying this while the Raikage is attacking? Well, that's true, but she's talking about a past event. So she can be talking at this speed, talking about the Amaterasu, but the Raikage could be 10 steps ahead of her. You know what I mean? Like, she could literally just be talking about, like, when she first sees Amaterasu come up on the Susanoo, that is when that is what she's talking about. She's not talking about anything that happens afterwards, which is the Raikage's movement, none of that. So even though she's I can talk throughout the entirety of a battle and still be behind them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hold on one second. I got a membership thing. What is the topic? It's Kakuzu versus Heavy Sasuke. Dane. Let me put that up for everybody. Kakuzu versus Heavy Sasuke. Hold on. Let me put that up for everybody.
Okay, so Noodles, basically, I don't really think that like changes my point, because like what I've been trying to argue from this entire time, right, is that Karin's like mental speed is on the same level as Sasuke. They're both reacting within the same like time frame of this, right?
That's not
They're
true.
Not inherently reacting. Yes, they are, because they're doing. In fact, Karin's doing more within this time frame.
All
right?
she's doing is talking during the fight. That doesn't mean she's relative mentally or physically.
Well, it does, because they're both like Noodles. When you like say things in your head, obviously your brain has to like process this and say that while in the middle of the fight.
And what is she processing though? What's she processing? Is she processing the Raikage or when Sasuke brought up Amaterasu?
She's processing when Sasuke brought up Amaterasu.
So not the Raikage, right?
Hold up, yeah. So, but that's not really contingent to my argument.
Yes, it is, because if she's not talking about the Raikage, that doesn't mean she's reacting to the Raikage. She's reacting to when Sasuke brought up Amaterasu, which happened pages before this.
Yeah, Noodles. Like my point, right, is that we don't know what Sasuke was reacting to either. So I don't think either of them are necessarily reacting to the Raikage. But within the same time frame, Karin is able to mentally process and mentally like do more than what Sasuke did in the same time frame, right? So that's still like going under.
That's just an assumption. We don't even know what Sasuke is processing at this moment. All we know is that Sasuke is physically moving mid attack, and Karin is just talking about something that happened 2 pages ago. So what seems faster? Karin mentioning something that happened 2 pages ago, or Sasuke moving during the Raikage's attack? Because right now, Karin isn't even talking about the Raikage. She has or what the Raikage is doing with the lateral bolt. She's just talking about Sasuke when he brought up the Amaterasu. Sasuke is the one that's actually reacting to the lateral bolt, not Karin. Karin never reacts to it during this entire fight. So there's no way you can tell me that Karin has better perception than Sasuke. Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke with precog. Wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. So Noodles, like my entire point, right, is that firstly, as we've already been over, we don't know if Sasuke is actually reacting to the lateral bolt, right? Secondly, her talking in her head is not like an assumption, right? Because all we see Sasuke do is turn over. As I said, that could be for a variety of things, but we actually know what Karin's doing concretely. She's processing like this fight within a time frame and is saying the stuff in her head. All Sasuke does in this time frame, is like turn his head, right? I think that based off of what else we see in this panel, where the other characters that are saying this are all talking in their head, right? I think it would make the most sense that if Sasuke was like processing this to any higher level than what we see, and is like making some evaluation in his head, right? Other than just instinctively turning over for whatever reason, that would be shown to us, right? But we know that Karin is just able to actually process what's going on within a time frame, mentally say like an entire fucking essay in her head, while in this time all Sasuke does is just like turn his body like slightly.
Okay, so
just
talking mid-fight doesn't mean you're reacting to anyone, though. The only one that's actually reacting to Sasuke. Like reacting, do you know what a reaction is? It's like when you do something in response to another action, right? Anything. You can think, you can move, anything. Sasuke moved. So Sasuke is reacting to the lateral bolt of pain. He moved before the lateral bolt of pain connected. So he is reacting. Karin is not reacting to the lateral bolt of pain. She's reacting to when Sasuke brought up the Amaterasu, which happened 2 pages ago.
Yeah, Noodles. For her to actually, like, for her to commentate this within, like, obviously that means that her, like, okay, Noodles.
She's commentating the past, though. She's not commentating what's happening
Noodles,
now.
That instance of, like, the flames being brought up around the Susanoo is, like, a panel before this. This is all within the same time. Like, the same time of her processing that past event and speaking, and then Sasuke processing this past event and turning over is within that same time frame, right? If anything, I'd actually say that Sasuke is processing an event that was further in the past. Because
do you know
what I said earlier...
Do you know what cinematic timing is?
I mean, I know vaguely what it is, but how is that relevant to this?
You actually kind of used an argument similar to it earlier. So, like, when you brought up how, like, we don't know the time frame in which, like, Kakuzu brought up his hands or whatever because the panels don't tell us time. Well, it's the same thing with Karin. Like, we can't tell that she's just reacting in the same time. Like, this could just be an external perception of the fight, right? And she's not showing she's actually reacting to the Raikage. She's reacting to the Amaterasu 2 pages ago. So it's like, if you're saying that she's talking, having like this internal monologue, which is more impressive than physically moving, she's having an internal monologue from an external like perception, right? She's not in the fight. So, and it's not even about what's going on. It's about what happened earlier. So there's no way, I don't know, I feel like we've kind of beaten this horse dead. Like, there's really no point. And also, it's kind of weird that you're, like, arguing Karin has better perception than Sasuke, because you're arguing for Sasuke. But
I'm not arguing for Sasuke, but...
this Sasuke is stronger and faster than the one you're arguing for.
Hold up, Noodles. You know what? You can have this point. I don't actually really think this was relevant.
Okay.
I don't even remember why we went on this.
I can tell you why.
Um,
Before
yeah,
we
okay.
go to
Why?
it, I showed that Karin directly stated she could react to B's movements. Obviously, she's not as fast as B, but she was able to react to the tentacle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't able to get out the way, but Sasuke could. So what I'm saying is, if Karin
when
can
did she
react
to the tentacle?
I'm not saying it's not the tentacle. It's whatever. She says that I can sense him or whatever. Let me read. I'll read it again for you. So it's like,
oh wait, no. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, all he's telling her to do is like
Karin, read his chakra and anticipate his movements.
Yeah, see his chakra and tell Sasuke like what direction he's coming from. Like I don't think that necessarily means she has to like.
It shows that she can anticipate his movements without a Sharingan, and so Sasuke should be able to too.
Well, yeah, but
Sasuke's faster.
Okay, yeah, but Noodles, like these are like, as I said, different instances, because in the instance of Karin anticipating his movements, he's on like the other side of like this like a little like canyon they're in, and she's sensing his chakras like, yo, Sasuke, he's coming from that direction, right? It's just the same thing she did earlier where B tried to run away from the fight, and they're like, Karin, where's he at? And she's like, oh yeah, he's over there. It's just like that. All she's doing is sensing him from across the canyon and warning him before he's even.
Well, then that means her perception can anticipate B's movements, because that's what Sasuke is even telling her to do, and she showed she was capable of doing that. So if she can anticipate his movements, there's no reason to like. It's the same argument you made earlier. Like you said that the Kakuzu blocking the pulse wipe was an aim dodge for whatever reason. Well, you can just argue the same thing with Sasuke then. It's an aim dodge, you know what I mean? Like what makes this different? Like the tentacle is coming from really high up, you know? Like
okay, yeah, the difference between these instances is that in the instance with Karin, like where she's trying to see him from across the canyon, as I said, she doesn't need to actually have like the speed to like track his movements to know where his chakra is coming from.
You do have to have mental speed. I mean, if B is moving faster than you can mentally react, there's absolutely zero way you can anticipate what he's going to do. But Sasuke and Karin clearly can anticipate his movements, even if they're slower.
Yeah, but Noodle, my entire like argument, right, is that since there's from a greater distance, she has more time to mentally process this. Is like, oh yeah, he's coming from this direction. But in the instance of when Sasuke like pops off, like or reacts to B or whatever the fuck he does, that's then like point blank. Like there's like the time frame that she has to react or to even perceive this is like way longer than whatever time frame Sasuke would have, right? So
is it way longer than whatever time frame Kakuzu had?
I mean, yeah, because he's coming from across the canyon.
It is way longer.
I mean, we can make that inference.
Okay, so if it's coming across let's see what the situation is across the canyon, because it looks like it doesn't matter how far away B is, she's still able to anticipate his movement. She's having to okay, this is what Sasuke's wanting her to do. He's saying, Karin, read his chakra, anticipate his movements. I need you to relay his location to us at all times, right? And then B is running around. So she's having to read him while he's running around in his version 1 state.
Yeah, but Noodles, like we both know that Sasuke himself literally says that he's just moving in a linear path. So he's obviously just moving in a straight line. So that's easy because she can be like, oh yeah, well, he's at this point now. So he's going to be this point whenever, because he's just moving in a straight line. So all she has to do is know where his chakra is, which doesn't even have to be indicative of the present. Because all he's doing is moving
by that same metric, where you just have to move in a straight line, you cannot deny when Sasuke reacts to the tentacle, it is moving in a straight line, therefore an aim dodge by your own metric. That is your own argument.
Noodles, my argument was that if something's coming at you from a far away distance and it's moving in a linear path, obviously it's easier to dodge.
Okay, for example, Sasuke saw the big tentacle swinging down just like Kakuzu, and he sent it out. So it's just inconsistent for you to say Sasuke scales to this tentacle, but then Kakuzu doesn't scale to Yugito's paw. What's the difference?
Let me explain this. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. Right. So firstly, right, let me give you an analogy of what I'm trying to say. I'm on the end of the road, and a car is driving towards me.
Yeah,
moving in a straight line
before it gets there. I know.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's obviously an example of an aim dodge. That's from a considerable distance away, right? Sasuke isn't just having to move himself out of the way, right? If we look at the instance from the panel before, Sasuke realizes this right when the tentacle's above Karin. Sasuke has to move his lightning blade or whatever he's using from his body all the way over to Karin, which is a longer distance than the tentacle was from above Karin, and he has to do it within the same amount of time or faster. with Kakuzu, which you're trying to say there's no difference. As I said, we don't know how long he necessarily had to react. We don't know when he reacted. We don't know the
We
exact
don't know
distance.
how long in either panel they had to react. That's called cinematic timing. You're just assuming the time frame for both. Like, there's no reason to assume a time frame. Fact of the matter is, they swapped hands. So Kakuzu should be relative to Yugito.
Wait, hold on. Before I go into like Kakuzu swapping hands with Yugito, because I don't really know what that instance is, we can make a guesstimation of the time frame because the tentacle is way closer to Karin when Sasuke reacts and whatever you could assert. Because all we see is that the paw is now like above Yugito's head. Then we see Kakuzu react, and the next thing we see is Kakuzu has Yugito's paw in his hand. Like we don't know.
He reacts as soon as she has her paw up, though, dude. Like he's mentally reacting already, and he doesn't start physically reacting until he has to block the paw strike. I wish this was in the anime because I could just show you it so clearly that he just puts his hands up right before. But
but Noodles, like as I said, Noodles, like there's obviously when you raise your hand, right? There's obviously the moment where it's like pause, like your hand is paused up in the air, right? Then he brings it down. Like, we don't know when Kakuzu saw it. Like, he could have saw it, and then while it's still paused, then he raises his hand. Like, we don't see when he actually reacts, so you cannot really assert anything.
We don't really see when Sasuke really reacts either.
Oh, yes, we do.
It just shows the panel of his face, and he's just grimacing at Karin.
Well, the tentacle is, like, probably, like, not... Like, if Karin were to stand up in that instance, she would have been touching, like she wouldn't even have to get up fully. She just had to get on her, like probably on like her knees or something.
And she'd probably already. It's bigger than that. You're downplaying the distance. Like if you pixel scaled her, you could probably stack her like 3 different times.
It's still not a very big difference, like a very long distance. The distance, like we can clearly see the distance from Sasuke to Karin is different.
Yugito's not even that big, dude. Like it's not that big of a distance for Yugito either. These characters are like faster than light. They cover distance fast as hell. Like that distance is nothing.
Okay. Let me like say what I'm trying to say, right? So, as I said, right, the tentacle is clearly moving down towards Karin, so and it's like right above her. Like the distance is not big at all. Sasuke shoots out his Chidori and blocks it. He's from a farther distance from Karin than the tentacle was, and he has to do this within a time frame before it hits Karin. We don't know the time frame, but by your own admission, if these characters are faster than light or whatever, and they're at that such of a distance, he's gonna have to be reacting in like probably like fucking nanoseconds or something.
Same thing with Kakuzu though.
Yeah, I was getting to that. So as I said, with Kakuzu, we don't actually know when he reacted. He could have reacted when her paw was stagnant in the air. Like we don't actually see.
Well, her hand wasn't stagnant. I mean, there's still motion lines on her hand coming downwards, even when it's fully raised. Like she doesn't stop moving her hand. Why would she stop moving her hand? You know, she's trying to hit them. Like her number one thing. The thing with Yugito is. She uses her claws and her speed. She's notoriously one of the fastest Jinchuriki and Biji. That's like all the data book statements surrounding her is her being fast. And like even the data book statement I showed you where it says, Monetabi's weapons and her body art is full of wildness. The Blade of Gale, which mercilessly cuts down its play, doesn't even give time to take a defensive stance. So it's talking about her paw strikes are so fast, they don't even give you time to take a defensive stance. But Kakuzu did take a defensive stance. He did faster than Naruto did.
Okay, so like Noodles, like so basically, we see that she just has her paw up in the air, like she's raising it or something, because like the motion lines are being brought, like they're being drawn upward.
It's just kind of ambiguous. You can't really tell. To be fair,
yeah, we don't like she could be bringing her paw upwards, and then in between this instance, right, she pauses her paw, right, and then she brings it down, and then Kakuzu raises his hand when it's paused, and then. It's just like her paw connects on Kakuzu's hand, right? Like we don't know like anything about this feat in terms of Kakuzu reacting.
Do you know what the cloaks normally look like?
The what?
The cloaks normally look like?
Like Kakuzu's cloak?
Yeah, like any of the Akatsuki cloaks, they're all the same.
Well, yeah, they're all black.
Okay. I mean, do they have just a bunch of scratchy lines all over them, like this one?
I mean, no, but I don't necessarily think that like is super relevant.
Those are motion lines, big dog. That means he's moving right on that panel.
Yeah, okay. His cloak is moving. His arms aren't moving.
His arms
like
are moving
I'm saying,
too.
like there are other things that can.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
There are other things that can impact his cloak moving. Like for example, like if they're clashing and they just create like a fucking like DBZ wind pressure, the wind's blowing his cloak's not moving, right? Like there could be other reasons for his cloak moving. Obviously, his cloak being carried by his body is gonna be slower than his own physical movement. So he could have already been stopped at this point. Like his actual physical body moving, but his cloak could still be moving behind him. Because I mean, it's a fucking inanimate object, right?
Okay.
It doesn't have to be carrying his like speed at the same rate. right? So
I feel like we can move past this point now. It's kind of just be up to the crowd to decide if the speed
I
of
mean,
it. I
yeah,
think so.
despite that like one like retarded Karin point that I think I honestly got kind of slammed on. I think I won. I think
Okay.
I won the overall
That's fine.
point.
That's fine.
So yeah, so the next thing that I want to mention,
Uh huh.
so you think that these two versions of Yugito are the same strength, right?
Yeah. I actually
Well,
think the
that's
Yugito one's
that's all,
way stronger and faster.
that's a retarded question. I don't know why I asked that. Okay, so can you like explain to me like what your reasoning is for these two versions being like equivalent or relative?
There's a few reasons. So, firstly, Yugito is an Edo Tensei, and being an Edo Tensei weakens you so much that when Madara was summoned back as like literally the best made Edo Tensei on the battlefield, Kabuto spent specific time trying to revive him close to his prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what that means is Madara was not even close to his alive power back then. It's directly stated that when he gets revived, that he starts approaching his original power, and that's when he gets revived with Hashirama cells too, and Hashirama Sage Mode and everything else. But anyway, what I was saying was, this Madara was the best made Edo Tensei on the entire battlefield. He got the Rinnegan. He had Hashirama cells. So those two things right off the bat, Hashirama cells and the Rinnegan. Okay, so he has all those amplifications, and he's still weaker than he was when he was alive. So that means that Edo Yugito, who doesn't even have a real Rinnegan or Sharingan, would be weaker.
Okay, before I respond to this, I want to claim something.
Uh-huh.
I do think I lost one part of that last point, but I don't think I lost the whole point because someone said that means I lost the whole point.
No. You just thought you lost the Karin point, but you thought you won
Yeah.
another one.
Anyway, back to this. So yeah, I'm aware of that whole like Hashirama thing of Madara regaining his past power. I don't really think that's like relevant for every Edo Tensei because we do see that when Kabuto revives Deidara, he says that he's not going to be too hindered from when he was alive, and I can get that scan for you.
Too hindered? Is that what he specifically says?
I'm not sure, but he says something along the lines of that you're not going to be much weaker, something like that. Let me look.
That's just vague. That won't help, but yeah. Like Tobirama, even Tobirama, who Orochimaru like got all of Kabuto's knowledge after he was revived, and he basically remade Tobirama, Hashirama, and all the Kage, right? And Tobirama still said we're only close to our original power. So, and that's a with Hashirama cells too with Orochimaru. So,
hold up, I'm sure. Do you remember what chapter like thing I'm referencing is that? Oh my god! Bro, why is Manga C being retarded? Like, it's not like
what you need.
I'm looking for the chapter of when it's like literally when Deidara flips. Like, it's like the same chapter Deidara fucking flips that fucking turtle over.
That chapter, you know what? That should be the beginning of the war.
Yeah, I don't know what chapter that'd be because Manga C is kind of being a crackhead right now.
Let's see. Let's do Deidara War Arc chapter. I'll see if I can find it for you.
Oh my god! Stop being a crackhead, Manga C, bro. Oh my god. Manga C is fumbling. Bro does not want me to succeed.
I'll help you. Hold on.
583. Oh yeah, 583. That's actually just about right, I think.
583?
Actually, no, that's not even close. That's in the Itachi fight with Kabuto. Let me go back like 20 chapters, like maybe 563. Yeah, this is still too fucking late in the war. God damn, bro, the war arc is fucking long as hell.
Yeah, let me go to 525. Let's see if it's around there.
I think that's a little bit.
That's a little too far. So let's go to 500.
I don't think
that's the KCM training. No, wait a minute.
I know it's after that.
That's the right Kage.
I'm on 541 right now, somewhere around
541. It's below that, I think.
I think there's no way it's below that because I know it's during the daytime. 541's like at night. So.
Hold on. Noki versus Deidara chapter.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay, go to chapter 513.
Okay. There's no way that's a chapter. That seems wrong, but
that's pretty close to where it starts. Kabuto versus Inoki.
Bro, what? Why, bro? My manga is still being a crackhead, bro.
It's just lagging. I don't know why.
Network error. Please try again later. Fuck my dick, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. What did I say? I said 5:13.
It's like I know the exact thing that's happening. He's like putting the tag in the back of Deidara's head. Okay, well, time to go to colored manga. Because I know the scan should be.
Unless this is what he says. I found it. Okay. It doesn't really help you, though. I'll just tell you now. He says, my jutsu is different than Master Orochimaru's. You won't be completely held back, Deidara. But he is still admitting that he's being held back.
Well, yeah, but that implies it's not like by some significant degree.
It's just vague. You can't assume that it's some significant degree or not. Like, it's just saying he's not completely held back. Like, he's not held back to 100%.
Well, yeah, obviously, obviously there would be no point in him reviving something that's completely held back. So I don't think he means completely.
I think he's just talking about in comparison to Orochimaru's old Edo Tenseis, like the ones that he used against Hiruzen, like Hashirama and Tobirama when he summoned them on the rooftop fight. Because he says, my jutsu is different than Orochimaru's. He's saying it's better than Orochimaru's. You won't be completely held back.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, the Edo Tensei that were summoned by Orochimaru were, like, clearly far weaker.
Way weaker. But these ones are weaker. Still weak. He's basically saying that these ones are still weaker, right?
It's not, yeah, but not by some...
It's just
not
better.
By
it's just vaguely better than Orochimaru's. That's it.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like, I don't think that, like, the difference from, like, how do I say? I don't think the difference between... What was I trying... Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. I don't think the difference
is significant.
I know it's significant, but I'm saying I don't think the difference between, like, the...
You know it's significant that he's held back? You know it's like you know it's like he's being significantly held back?
No, I'm saying, okay, like, I the difference between, like, when Tobirama and Hashirama were being held back, I don't think that difference would, like, always equate for, like, for example, Madara, like, having Hashirama cells, 2 Renegon, all that other stuff that Kabuto gave him, right? And then he's still weaker than his alive self.
Okay, I don't think it is significant because, for one, you agree that the Renegon is a massive amp, right? It, like, made Obito nearly go crazy.
I think Madara was, like, that instance of him being, like, so hindered wasn't entirely because of, like, just the Edo Tensei being... It's like, what I'm trying to say, right, is that when Orochimaru held back the Edo Tensei, that seemed to not be, like, by some... I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to, like, articulate it. Basically, Madara is hindered, like, obviously as an Edo Tensei when he has the Renegon.
Would you agree Madara is significantly hindered because of the Edo Tensei?
Yeah, but I what I'm trying to say, right, is I don't think it's because, like, I don't think that's the case for every single Edo Tensei, because we see that when Kabuto is talking to him initially, like, he's like, yeah, this power isn't something you created. So I don't think he really had, like, a control over where Madara, like, scaled to. I don't think he had a control over that power, like, at all.
Well, yeah, so I mean, Madara could have broke out of his control, but he did spend specific time on his Edo Tenseis and didn't do that with the rest of the Edo Tenseis. So Madara is being significantly held back despite being the best made Edo Tensei on the whole battlefield with a Renegon and with Hashirama cells.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like a negative. I think it's just because, like, Madara is that strong. Because, like, for example, we know, like, when you're, like, really strong as an Edo Tensei, you can kind of just neg what the caster tells you to do, like, if you're significantly stronger than them. So it'd obviously be harder for Kabuto to make an Edo Tensei better than their alive self, like, if he doesn't even have that same level of scaling, right?
Well, he never makes an Edo Tensei better than their alive selves. Like, I mean, he even says it about Deidara right there. He said, you won't be completely held back, implying that he is still being held back.
Yeah, Noodles, what I'm trying to say, right, is that this instance, like, of, like, an Edo Tensei being weakened. Obviously, I agree they're weakened. What I'm trying to say is that Madara is weakened by, like, some more, like, a bigger extent, just because of the fact that he's just so much stronger than Kabuto that obviously Kabuto would not be able to, like, revive him to his fullest extent. But obviously, when someone is much weaker than you, and you obviously Edo Tensei them,
he can't. Hold on. Firstly, he can't revive anyone to their fullest extent. So I don't know why he keeps specifying Madara. Madara is more powerful than Kabuto, even as an Edo Tensei. I agree with that. But
yeah, I'm saying, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, obviously they're weakened. That's just how the fucking Edo Tensei works. But I'm saying that as obviously Kabuto cannot revive someone to their fullest extent at all. and I feel like that is just complete. I feel like that's completely dictated by like their strength. Like obviously, you would agree that like Orochimaru, when he brings back the Hokage, he's like, yeah, man, Hashirama, he can just kind of neg like my control over him, right? And then we see when
But he still completely maintains control over Tobirama.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm saying there's like a difference that like is relevant. Like obviously, like let's say I revive like a 5-year-old, like obviously he's gonna be weaker. But that's just like because that's just how the jutsu works. But I'm gonna have easier control over this 5-year-old because he's weaker than me. But if I revive like fucking, I don't know, Muhammad Ali in his prime, he's probably not going to be as strong as his prime because that not only is that just not how the jutsu works, that's just not how I just can't control him effectively or give him an adequate resurrection because he's just so much better and stronger than me.
Okay. Do you agree that Yugito is being held back by the Edo Tensei?
Like if she didn't, I'll get into like the amp she has in a second, but like if she did not have these amps, then yes, she would be weaker. But I just don't know.
You think she's being amped? But okay, let's disregard the amps for now, and we'll come back to them in just a second. Okay. Let's say there's no amps. She's being completely, or she's being held back by the Edo Tensei. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just don't think by how much.
So, can you prove that she's being amped?
Yeah, so I think that when you have the Sharingan, like at all, I think it's an amp to every regard of your speed.
She doesn't have a real Sharingan, though.
I don't know why that would change anything. I mean, Edo Madara doesn't have a real Rinnegan either. So,
Edo Madara, yeah, he does. He had a Rinnegan when he was alive, so he just got revived with his Rinnegan. It's like saying Inoki, or it's like saying Deidara didn't have bombs. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
Well, that's completely different because it's like, okay, so it's like a part, like obviously, like the Rinnegan that the Edo, like obviously I know they're different because Yugito's are projection, Madara's are
real.
Edo, but
they're real, and it's just reanimated eyes.
Like yeah, they're not actual like normal eyes, but they still have chakra inside of them. So I don't know why the
projections don't. You can't prove that a projection of a Sharingan.
They're given chakra.
Do you think the Nine Tails, when he got genjutsu'd by Obito and Madara, like you know how it shows the Mangekyo Sharingan eye in his eye, the projection of it? Do you think the Nine Tails is getting chakra from that?
Yeah, that's how the fucking genjutsu works.
No, it's not. He's not giving him chakra because that would actually give him more. That would give him more ability to break out of the genjutsu. What it's doing is it's controlling him.
Which is putting chakra inside of his body to like control. Like his brain.
Okay, I'm gonna need a statement that Obito is giving them chakra inside of their body that they can use.
Giving them to the Jinchuriki?
Yeah, like giving chakra for them to use.
Okay, yeah. So do you know what chapter like the fucking pain fight is with Naruto? Because I know it's in there.
I can look it up. Hold on. What are you referencing in specific? I might just know
the Rinnegan rods. They take in the chakra from the caster of the 6th past jutsu, and that would mean that, and obviously that formulates their eyes and everything. So
yeah, but there's a difference between these pads and then the pads that Obito is using. You would agree to that, right?
I mean, not really, no.
Okay.
I can tell you the difference real quick. Like one's not. The only real difference is that like one is not being like Obito's not like forcing them to do anything because they're Edo Tensei. They can fight on their own. They're not just like dead bodies, right? But they're still using the Sharingan, right? And the Sharingan, since it's like being formulated out of chakra, would function as a regular Sharingan. That's how like
that was all headcanon. I'll tell you this: Obito directly says that he's not wasting chakra on Rinnegan abilities.
Okay, like for himself, because they already know how to counter them. That doesn't mean he's not wasting it on Sharingan abilities.
Well, I mean, the Sharingan is still not giving them chakra. I mean, you just pulled that out of headcanon, like I said a minute ago. You can't prove that the Sharingan gave them chakra. It's in fact, it's specifically stated in the data book that Yugito was using the power of her Jinchuriki, not Obito's. The power of her Jinchuriki.
Okay, firstly send that. But I want to mention that the entire point, the reason I mentioned the Rinnegan rods is because, like, obviously those are made out, like they're projected from the chakra that Obito gives them. Right, that's how the fucking like the rods in their body like operate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that like the Sharingan they have, maybe it's not like a real Sharingan in the sense it's not like an actual eye, but it's an eye of chakra that's like projected and it functions as a normal Sharingan in the sense that they can see out of it the same way a Sharingan does.
That's because they get the perception, but they don't actually get the chakra. There's no proof that they're getting chakra. You're assuming that. Like I said, that's headcanon.
No, Noodles, for them to get the projection at all, they'd have to be getting chakra from Obito. Like,
That
I'm not
doesn't
saying
mean they have access to that chakra pool, though. That chakra is being used to control them, not chakra for them to use. They're already hard enough to control as is. Like, he's not giving them chakra to use.
for the Sharingan to work the way it does, obviously that would consume chakra. For them to see out of those eyes, that means that obviously the projection is going through their eyes, right? So we both agree that what is on their eyes are projections of Obito's chakra, since he's using them as just passive pain, right?
I don't think that they're projections of chakra, they're projections of the Sharingan, and you have to use chakra to control them, but you're not using chakra to amp them. Like, I'm going to need proof of this. You're just assuming it.
What I'm saying is, like, obviously they see out of these eyes, because B literally says, yeah, they have the vision tracking of the Sharingan and third vision of the Rinnegan, right? So they're able to use the abilities of these ocular juices that are like in their eyes that are obviously given to them.
Yeah, they get the movement tracking of the Sharingan and they get the perception of the Rinnegan, but they're not actually getting any chakra to amplify their movement speed.
No, I think like just having the Sharingan like in general is an anti movement speed or not. Maybe not like
but the Sharingan also gives you chakra. Like having
maybe not an amp. Oh, hold up. Like maybe it's not like a direct amp, but just like the action of having precog lets you fight people that are significantly quicker than you.
You think having precog allows you to fight people who are significantly quicker than you? Okay. Maybe because you can precog them, but think of it this way, right? Firstly, it doesn't mean you can run faster, does it?
I mean, no, but I don't know why that matters.
Well, Yugito ran alongside B and caught up to him. That's why it matters.
Well, I don't think running speed correlates to like combat speed at all.
She literally like tracks their movement and runs next to them. That means their movement speed is on par.
Yeah, Noodles, I'm asking you, why is their movement speed like relevant at all?
Because if Yugito can physically move on par with B and Kakuzu can react to her physical movement, then that means he would also be able to react to B's physical movement.
I don't think combat speed and movement speed are at all relevant.
She tags them too. I mean, they both tag each other.
Well, yeah, but the reason she does this is because of the fact that she's fast enough to do this. As I said, she's able to like time her attacks and like. Obviously, Noodles, if I accurately time something, right, with my ability, like let's say I know everything you're going to do, so I can now time like what you're going to do. I'm able to now do something like precisely to the point where I know you're not going to be able to block it. It's not because I'm faster than you, it's just because I know what you're going to do to block, so I can now ahead of time throw an attack that you're not going to block.
Okay.
Like, it's just like in the Final Valley Part 1, Sasuke.
She's not reacting to him, though. She's just attacking him, which has nothing to do with precog.
Noodles. The Sharingan like literally gives you like a silhouette of what they're going to do. If she sees a silhouette, she's going to throw an attack that would obviously get past this defense. This does not require you to do.
Do you think that her punch and kick speed is changing due to precog?
No, but I don't think that matters.
Okay, it does matter because Kakuzu can react to the punch speed of Yugito, therefore should be able to react to the punch speed of B. And just because she has the movement tracking of the Sharingan, I mean, that just means B doesn't, like, that just means Kakuzu would react even better. Like, it just, like, the fact that he's reacting to the live version of Yugito, let alone the held back version over here. And by the way, the argument I was making earlier about the reason I was making this whole argument is because even though like she has the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, Madara had the Rinnegan and Hashirama cells and was still weaker. So it's like, even if we say that like she's getting like this movement speed or this perception speed amp, she's still physically weaker and slower than she was when she was alive, because Madara was, even with the Rinnegan and Hashirama cell, so it's like an equivocal amp here, and Madara was still weaker, therefore Yugito would still be physically weaker and slower. Does that make sense? Like, they both have the same amps. Actually, I think Madara's is better because he has Hashirama cells rather than just a basic-ass Sharingan. So yeah, it's like, he has the Rinnegan, and he has a real Rinnegan too, not just some bullshit projection of a Rinnegan, and he has Hashirama cells, so I mean, like, the these movement tracking and like the Rinnegan perception is not going to play that much of a factor in the fight because Madara was still weaker. Was still weaker because of an Edo Tensei, even with those amplifications that he didn't have when he was alive.
Noodles, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, my phone died, so I didn't hear anything you said. So I need you to like repeat what you said.
Okay, I said the reason I brought up Madara earlier is because Madara had 2 amps too when he was in Edo Tensei. Just like the Edo Jinchuriki, Madara had amps like them. Madara had a real Rinnegan. The Edo Jinchuriki had a fake Rinnegan. The Edo Jinchuriki had a Sharingan. A fake Sharingan. Madara had real Hashirama cells and chakra. So I think Madara has better amps than the Edos did, and he was still weaker than his alive self, which didn't have those amps.
Okay, Noodle. So basically what I'm saying, right, is that with the Sharingan, like my entire argument is just contingent on with the Sharingan, if you have the ability to know what your opponent's going to do, you don't need speed to react to or attack them. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, because we see in Final Valley Part 1, right, that Sasuke is able to see what Naruto's going to do, and he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to dodge before he throws his attack, right? Where he's like, okay, I'm just going to attack earlier than I would before. I'll just outdo his block, right? None of that required any speed for him to actually do. So I'm saying that all Yugito would have to do to actually tag these characters is just see what they're going to do and then do something that what they're going to do is not going to counter. This does not require any like actual speed for her to actually scale to perform this.
She would still have to be able to scale in like physical movement speed, so like her punch and run speed, she would still have to be able to run that fast and move her body that fast when alive. So if she's still able to like attack on par with B and clash with B and shit and tag B, and she's also able to tag KCM Naruto before he can even take a defensive stance and stuff like that, that means her physical like movement speed is good enough to react to or good enough to fight on par with KCM1 Naruto and Killer Bee since they're relative. So yeah, I mean, it just seems like she would be that fast even while alive. She would actually probably be faster due to the Madara argument I made.
Okay, so Noodles, firstly, yeah, her movement speed can be faster, but I can literally provide evidence of combat speed and movement speed, like not correlating at all.
She has combat speed on this level too, though. She tags B, like I said.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, right, if she has this ability to see what they're gonna do, right, obviously it requires speed for her to throw this, but we don't know to what extent, like we don't know to the extent of which her speed would need to be for her to actually like land a hit on these characters. Okay,
hold on, listen to this. There's an explanation for this in part 1, what you're going down. You remember when Lee fought Sasuke in part 1, and Lee says that even though you can mentally react to what I'm doing, you can't physically move on par?
I don't think that's really relevant.
It is, but do you remember that statement?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But I don't think
even though she has these visual amps, right, and let's say that she has visual enhancements that allow her to better react to B, that still has no relevance to her physically clawing B across the chest and B not being able to block it.
Yeah, Noodles. So what I'm saying, right, is basically, like, I agree that, like, obviously, as I said, landing an attack would require speed, but I'm saying if you have knowledge of what they're going to do before they do it, and you can just kind of time your attack perfectly, although, yes, that requires speed, I'm saying your speed does not necessarily have to be on the same level as theirs to actually perform this. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, though, she's just clawing him at the chest. So it's not, the Sharingan is playing no factor in that situation. There's no reason it would, because this is a normal attack. Okay, she's clawing him across the chest. If B was fast enough, he would have been able to block that, but he didn't. So that means that B is relative in combat speed to an Edo Yugito who is weaker and slower than the alive Prime Yugito that Kakuzu reacted to.
Okay, yeah. So, Noodles, as I said, right now, like I've already agreed that you need speed to hit someone, right? But and also, as I said, timing is a big factor of landing an attack. If your timing is just so good, it doesn't really matter if you're as fast, right? Like obviously, right? You watch like the UFC, you know shit about the UFC, right? Literally, timing beats speed, precision beats power. Although she does need speed to land this attack, I'm not contesting this. We don't know to the level of what speed she would need to, because obviously
she would need enough speed to move faster than B did in that instance. Facts.
She would need the speed to couple that with like her timing to actually land the hit, but we don't know what like that minimum amount
Okay.
of speed she would
She would just want to use her max speed to try and claw B, which there's no reason she's holding back. Obito's commanding her to attack.
Well, no, duh. I'm not saying she's holding back.
Okay, so she's using her max speed to claw at his chest. That level of speed that connected on B, she has that level of speed when she's alive, regardless of the Sharingan. She has that level of speed.
Noodles, I'm not saying she's faster because of this fucking Sharingan. I'm saying that obviously if your timing is improved from this, obviously you can like.
This isn't a timing thing though. She's not countering him.
You don't need to have timing. Is not just countering, Noodles. Timing is also like when you.
That's what Connor. When the quote you said was from Connor, where he was talking about speed beats power, timing beats or what is it? Precision beats power, timing beats speed. That's what it was. So what he was saying was when he countered Aldo, he waited for the counter and then countered him. So he timed hit Aldo's counter and then came back. Or he timed Aldo's attack and then came back with a counter. That's what I meant to say. So he saw the attack, he dodged it, and then he countered. That was timing and precision, right? So what he's saying is on the counter that matters, but just having the Sharingan on the offensive where she's just lashing out and attacking, that it's not going to help. I mean, she's not being precise. All she's doing is just slashing him across the chest.
Yeah. Okay, Noodle, I know the instance of this, like of what Connor said was in reference to a counter, right? But obviously an attack has timing behind it, you'd agree, right? Like I can
What do you mean by timing? What do you mean by timing? Like what's timing to you? Because timing to me is where you wait for something, you wait for it. Okay, I see it, I dodge, I hit him. I timed the attack, I waited for it, right? That's timing it. What do you think timing means?
Noodles, your mic did like
Noodles,
your mic did some like really weird shit.
It's probably on your end. I don't think I changed anything. What I said was, what do you think timing is? Here's what I think timing is. Before I get your answer, timing is where, all right, I'm waiting for this attack. Like I'm waiting for the right hook, right? I'm waiting for the right hook. Okay, he throws the right hook. I slip. I counter. I timed his hook. Right, that's timing. What are you defining as timing?
Timing can obviously include the definition, but it can also be with being offensive. Like if we're gonna talk about more like examples of like IRL fighting, like Leon Edwards against Kamaru Usman. He timed Kamaru Usman like ducking his head from like the feint, and he kicked him in the head.
Okay, so he reacted to the movement that Kamaru Usman have, and then timed his kick. Right, he's reacted to movement.
That's what I'm saying. Yugito can be doing against the Jinchuriki.
She's not reacting to B's movement. She's just trying to attack him. though. It's just offense. It's all
Like
offense.
runs action when he's in the process of moving, and then swings.
I'm not even referring to that. I'm talking about in the beginning of the fight when she claws him across the chest.
When she cuts his scarf.
No, I'm not talking about that. I do remember that too. I mean, that is another instance of her just being able to physically move on par and combat him.
Yeah, can you send me the instance you're referencing? Because I think we're talking about two separate things. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll show you.
So the instance I'm referencing was what I think is just her timed his movement, right, and was able to cut him across the chest, but not because she was the fastest.
That just cut the scarf or whatever. But yeah,
I
do remember that too. That's also a good feat. But hold on, Jinchuriki versus.
Why is my text channel thing glitching? It won't even let me look at text channels. Noodles, I'm just gonna send it on your server because for some reason. Server that I'll just send it in DMs. This shit's being retarded.
I'll post it if you send it to me in DM. 565.
Oh my god. Oh, never mind. I copied it. Oh, I thought my fucking camera was tweaking. Okay, look. Yeah, this is the instance I'm referencing right here.
Okay, hold on. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what. Okay, now my scans channel's back as soon as I send it in DMs. Okay, I'm gonna just send it in there too.
One second. Show you exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm very impressed with my performance so far.
Don't be so impressed yet. You got a whole other rest of the debate.
How long has it been so far? It's been an hour and 23 minutes.
Okay, here's this firstly. This is the first part of it. Been an hour already? Damn.
Oh, that's B blocking Yugito.
I know, I'm not talking about that. Here's where she slashes him across the chest. I'm just showing you the context, so okay. Right there. That's all offense. She's not timing anything. She's not timing B's movement at all. She's just attacking him.
Let me look at these scans. Yeah, I don't know how this changes like timing like at all. Like I don't.
She's not
like,
reacting to his movements. She's literally just all offense. There's no timing there. She's just trying to attack him as fast as he can.
It looks like she is, because like if you look at the scan, like he moves his like swords out. So it looks like what he does is he's preparing to move his swords out, and we literally see that she makes like her claws like come out of her foot, right, or whatever the fuck she does.
Yeah.
And then she just slashes him across the chest. So what it looks like is that when B's in the process of like moving his sword, she just cuts him. Like that is probably the best instance of timing that you can like name.
No, she's not reacting. She's just trying to cut him across the chest. I don't know what sword movement you're talking about or what you're referring to. Like, she's already, like, mid-attack when she's swinging. She's already, like, stretching out her nails and stuff, and then she just cuts immediately. Like, it shows her stretch out the nails and her foot nails even, and then she swings at B. That's all that's being shown.
Hold up. Yeah, hold up. I want you to like look at his swords in the first scan and then look at them in the second scan. It looks like they're being like he's moving them in the process and then he gets cut.
He's just blocking the attack the first time.
Yeah, and then his swords are in a different position when he gets cut.
Yeah, because that's after he gets cut. He gets knocked. He like in this instance he gets knocked away. So like you can see how he's like, oh, like his arms and legs are out in front of him. That's because he had an impact on his chest.
Noodles. I know that, Noodles. What I'm saying, right, is that in the instance where he's like has his swords crossed, right, that leaves like other parts of his body, exposed for her to hit. So I'm saying that she can like she's not able to see. Oh yeah, well now he has this weak point.
Do you agree that she's in combat speed on par with B?
No, I think that she can. Let me like rephrase. I think that in this instance, yes, because obviously just having the Sharingan, like I think since it's a standard for this version of her. Yes, because she's able to like now see what B's gonna do in time. Like,
she's not looking for what B's doing here, though. You're just assuming that. That's just an assumption on my part.
I'm not assuming it. I'm just saying. I'm like saying that's a fact.
Do you have evidence that she's looking for B then, or looking for B's movements here?
Well, yeah, because it's stated like not about this instance, but just about the whole.
Okay, I'm talking about this instance. Do you have proof that she's looking for B's instance here, or because it looks to me she's just being all offense.
Yeah, you can times. Okay, Noodles. What I'm saying, as I said, right. If you like cross your like swords like over each other in like an X, right? And now you have you're like now obviously if I were to like cross your arms like in an X or like dude, just do whatever the fuck he does to block. Now more spots are open. What I'm saying is that in this instance, B is in like mid-air, right? So he can't just dodge. His swords are already doing something else, right? So now Yugito now has the perfect opportunity to strike him. And since her fucking perception's faster, her brain could tell her to capitalize on this.
Would you agree that they're in like a neutral position in the first scan? Like they're both like they're clashing in the first scan, so that's a pretty neutral position. Same thing with Naruto and Han.
Well, it looks more like B's blocking her, not like, not necessarily that.
It's neutral then. If she throws an attack and I block and our hands are both out in front of us, I mean we're in a neutral position there. That's completely neutral.
Yeah, but B's not being.
And then who lands after that? Not B. Yugito.
B's not the one on offense though.
I know. Yugito's on offense the whole time in this thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She's not trying to time a counter. She's all offense. So it's like you can't deny that she's just on par in combat speed.
Noodles. It's literally stated that's what they're doing though. I can literally get that scan.
Okay.
I was literally just on the fucking chapter, bro. I should have just opened like a trillion tabs on Safari for every chapter I'd have to go back to. 565. I'm getting a mental amp from the people in my server, bro. They're telling me to lock in.
They're telling you to lock in? Oh, did you send it to me? Here. Did you send is this relevant? Do you want me to post this? Here. I'll post it. This one. You sent it to me, so.
I already sent it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm sending the scan I'm referencing. Okay, so yeah, basically they're able to time. Okay, so basically it says with the Renegon shared vision, they can time their attacks to the greatest advantage. But I don't really think that changes what I'm saying. Point is,
It's
they
just
can.
it's
If
just
they can
saying that
time,
she can time like combo attacks with the other Jinchuriki. That's what it's talking about because they're like comboing them.
I don't. Huh, this is right after Yugito and B clash, and she cuts his scarf. This is like the page after
Yeah,
this.
I know, but this is also after they like all like throw the fireballs at them and shit. I mean, that's why Naruto's all damaged right now because he got hit by the fireball. So they're talking about. Did you not read this fight after this before this
No.
statement?
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that I don't think that that has to be the only interpretation.
Well, it's saying, look, they referring to all the Jinchuriki can use their shared vision to time their attacks to the greatest advantage. Their ocular powers are enhancing their Jinchuriki abilities. Naruto, they've got both BG powers and 2 type of ocular powers. We'll have to stop each Jinchuriki one at a time. Yeah, there's nothing else relevant in that scan. The big thing is that they're timing their attacks. So they're like, and they're comboing Naruto and B while they're timing these attacks together. They're timing each other.
Hold up, Noodles. So are you saying that it's referencing them all together because it uses their? Because that can refer to. Yeah, Noodles. That does not have. Obviously, it's referring to multiple people, but there does not have to refer to every single person and like every single person altogether. Like for example, right? Like if I were to say there.
Do you not remember them like combo attacking them?
No, I know what you're saying, Noodle. I'm saying that doesn't have to be the only interpretation of what he means. Because like,
is it a valid interpretation though?
I think there can be multiple interpretations.
I'm not saying that there's not other valid interpretations. Is that a valid interpretation?
I'm saying your interpretation and my interpretation of what this can mean can both exist at the same time.
I know they can both be valid, right?
I mean, if you mean valid as in
they both are accurate interpretations of what is happening.
Okay? Yeah. So, do you think that if I like, are you trying to get me to agree to what your interpretation is, and you're just going to try to say that means that my interpretation is wrong? Because I think these.
I'm not saying your interpretations are wrong. I'm saying both of our interpretations could be valid. Yeah.
I'm saying they coexist. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so they're both valid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they're both valid, then you can't prove that they're just talking about their individual attacks because it could be all of them together.
I think it is all of them because obviously their shared vision would let them.
They're timing it with each other. That's why they're comboing them. That's what it's talking about. It's
I don't think that. No, Noodles. I don't think that's always what it has to like be because we literally see that the fucking bug Jinchuriki lady, whatever her fucking name is, she on her own is able to dodge an attack from B because another Jinchuriki obviously saw it and so they have shared vision. She's like, oh shit, this guy's.
Yeah, I remember that. But that's them working together, right? They're reacting to B's movement and then timing it with their Rinnegan and Sharingan vision.
Yeah, Noodles, what I'm saying, right, is that if she can time this attack, right, to her greatest advantage, regardless of how she does this, it is completely possible that another Jinchuriki sees this opening that she can capitalize on. And since they have shared vision, she's like, okay, I'm just going to do this. And then she attacks him. B's being on the defense, right, and his hands are already being used to block, and he's in midair, so he can't just, like, physically dodge. So I don't think that anything in these scans like entail that their speed is relative. Like, not.
I don't really know how you determine who is relative anymore because I've showed panels of people blocking attacks, I've showed panels of people running next to each other, and I've shown panels of people hitting other people. So it's like, how do you even determine relativity by your standard if it doesn't involve running, dodging, or blocking? I mean, running, blocking, or hitting someone. Like, how do you even determine speed at that point? Okay. Like, it just seems like you have like this. Hold on. It just seems like you have this like really arbitrary way of deciding whether or not someone is relative in speed or not.
Okay, Noodle. What I'm trying to say is like, if like let's say Yugito doesn't have the Sharingan at all, and she's doing this fight, and let's say hypothetically she does the same thing to B, then I'd say they're relative because there's no other thing influencing her ability to land this attack, right? I'm saying in that case they'd be relative. Or let's say we're fighting on panel, neither of us have any amp that's unordinary, and we blatantly see the whole fight, there's no cutoffs or nothing, and we see us fighting, right, and we're clashing, we're both able to land hits on each other, then we'd be relative.
You're just not able to prove, though, that the Sharingan is amping her physical combat speed, so there's no way you can't say her combat speed is not relative to B, because it hit B.
Yeah, Noodles, I know. I'm saying, like, I don't think she would necessarily need to have combat speed relative to B to accomplish this under what I'm trying to argue. So,
I just don't.
I
I just don't agree. But if you want,
yeah,
after
yeah,
you
I was
make this last point, we can move on.
yeah, I think I've explained my points enough. I think we can.
Okay, you want to go ahead and move on? Okay.
Yeah. What
Do you want to present some heavy Sasuke scaling?
Oh, well, you haven't really scaled KCM.
KCM Naruto?
So.
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
B. You admitted earlier that B was blitzing MS Sasuke, and the Raikage was blitzing MS Sasuke, and B's actually faster than the Raikage. So, I mean, the fact that Kakuzu scales to both KCM1 Naruto and Killer B, two characters who are... And, I mean, do I have to even explain why KCM1 Naruto is faster than the Raikage?
No, I don't really care. But I want
you know what I'm talking about, right? Where he
to
just blitzes them. So
yeah, I'm gonna play skeptic about the MS Sasuke thing. Why is that relevant to heavy Sasuke?
I mean, he has a Mangekyo Sharingan. He should just be faster and stronger.
Why? Why does that?
He got a higher evolution of the Sharingan.
Yeah, I just think heavy has other amps that are more relevant to this fight. Well, he's got the curse mark and he has a Orochimaru board.
Well, he doesn't start out in the curse mark state. He usually fights people in base first. So, I mean, it would at least prove he's faster than base Sasuke.
I don't even think it matters. I think with the Orochimaru amp, it should still matter more than the Mangekyo. Not gonna lie.
Mangekyo lets you, like, see the future. What does the curse mark do that's more impressive than that?
I'm not even talking... I mean, like, I'm talking about physical speed rules. Like, physically, I think that heavy Sasuke is faster. I don't think ocular ability is relevant, really.
You don't think the ability to see the future is relevant? I thought that's what you were just arguing a minute ago. It was.
No, I mean,
dude, hold on. You just said a minute ago that all this fucking vision shit with Yugito, her having the Rinnegan and Sharingan perception, is what allowed her to be able to tag B. So it obviously is relevant. So you can't say now that Sasuke with the Mangekyo Sharingan isn't relevant because it's the same fucking thing.
Okay, yeah. Hold up, Noodles. The reason why that instance isn't relevant is because when Yugito was fighting Kakuzu, she didn't have those things. But Sasuke already has all these abilities. And I'm saying that even though Taka Sasuke or MS Sasuke, whatever you want to call him, has better eyes than heavy Sasuke.
Hold on, no. You can't say that Sasuke just already had those abilities. He didn't. We're talking about the difference between heavy Sasuke and MS Sasuke. He doesn't have those abilities when he's in heavy. He has those abilities when he gets the Mangekyo. So we're talking about what's faster. So we were talking about the difference between Alive and Edo Yugito. Edo Yugito has the vision. Alive Yugito doesn't. Heavy Sasuke doesn't have the Mangekyo Sharingan vision. MS Sasuke does. So it's the same fucking thing.
Okay, Noodles, let me explain, like, because I think you're a little bit, like, confused, right? So what I was saying is that with the Sharingan, you're able to obviously predict your opponent's movements, right? Or whatever, time them accurate, with whatever, right? And that means you do not need to have necessarily the physical speed. You don't, I mean, obviously you require speed to do this thing, right? But you don't necessarily have to be relative to them to perform something. I, however, right, am saying that I don't really think that's relevant if we were to compare two separate versions of Sasuke, because obviously the amps they would have are completely different. I'm saying the amp that heavy Sasuke has.
Let me talk to chat real fast. Anybody that's telling me to look at a specific fucking chapter, shut the fuck up. Anyway, continue, Cursed.
I've not even been reading chat, but there's.
I was just peeked at it, and people were like, check chapter 415. I'm like, the fuck are you trying to get me scans for? Go ahead.
I think I know what chapter I know what scan he's talking about. But anyways,
what scans he's talking about?
We talked about the scan where Jugo says that Sasuke is physically like worse without his curse mark and stuff. I can probably get that scan.
I know of it, but it's whatever.
I'll just get that scan anyways. Basically, Noodles, what I'm trying to say, right, is in the instance with Yugito, although yes, her Sharingan increased her timing and whatever, you have to keep in mind that both Heavy and Yugito both had a 3 Tomoe. Obviously, MS Sasuke's like perception is better, but as we both said, it doesn't really matter if the difference in physical speed is like obviously large, right? And I'm just gonna argue from here on out. I don't really think. Well, firstly, I don't think your scaling went through. Not gonna lie, but
you said what? You don't think my scaling went through, like the Kakuzu to Yugito thing?
Yeah, I don't think that went through. But anyways, I have another. I'm just gonna try to physically scale Heavy Sasuke.
Before we get to that, I want to talk one more thing about the Yugito thing. So. When Yugito hits B, she's in base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're saying this amp with the projection of the Rinnegan and Sharingan is more than her, not only her version 1 state, not only her version 2 state, not only the fact that she's not even in her full Biju state, and she's an Edo Tensei. So you think that those two projection amps are more than the Edo Tensei amp, or the Edo Tensei nerf, the base nerf? You think it's more than those two? Like she's in her weakest form there, and she's an Edo Tensei. That to you is not as impressive as her having a projection of the Sharingan and Rinnegan?
So basically, Noodles. I don't think you got Kakuzu speed relative to the full Avatar. Yugito, like, I don't. And secondly, I think that we don't know like the disparity in speed, and I just think that like since she's able to time shit better, she doesn't necessarily. Like, I don't think necessarily that like her speed could like becomes really relevant.
She ain't timing shit in that panel. She's slashing him across the chest. But whatever. Whatever. Okay. I think it makes it much more likely the fact that Yugito is nerfed by the Edo Tensei. She's not in her full Avatar state. She's not in her version 2 state. She's not in her version 1 state. She's in base. So I think those nerfs matter more than these random, arbitrary, Sharingan vision and Rinnegan vision perception enhancers. Like, it doesn't actually enhance her physical movement. So her physical movement should be exponentially slower than when Kakuzu blocks her paw. The same paw strike that Naruto can block. But yeah, that'll be the... You can respond to that, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I need to respond. Basically, okay. Noodles, I'm just going to explain what I tried to say. I was just saying that I don't think Kakuzu actually scales in speed to Yugito, and I don't think Yugito's speed can concretely scale anywhere, so I just don't think it would matter. So...
Okay, well, you want to move on to power now?
I won both of those points, to be honest.
That's fine. That's fun. That's fun. You can think that.
Oh yeah.
Do you wanna rep power next, or what? You want to do heavy Sasuke?
Oh, you want to go into your? Oh yeah, you can. You probably got some pretty juicy AP scaling for Kakuzu, so I'll let you go into that.
He stated twice to be stronger than Jinchuriki.
And
it's proven by the fact he murdered the shit out of Yugito.
I may or may not know of that statement. So
it's the data book one where it says that Akatsuki members are skillful masters even stronger than Jinchuriki. And then it states later on down the page that Pain believes when two Akatsuki members are formed into pairs, they will lose neither to a Biju nor Jinchuriki. Those are the two statements.
Sounds familiar, but I still like to see a scan. Just like
you want the data book of it? Yeah, I can show you.
Go ahead.
Okie dokie, hold on.
By the way, on that point we're talking about the genjutsu, like implementing and like putting chakra into like the head of like someone to control them. That is literally stated in the novel, but we agreed manga data book only. So,
I mean, what does it say again? Tell you what, I'll let you use the novel if I can use the fan book.
We already moved on from that point.
Okay. So. Well, you can't use it then since you want to be that way.
I mean, it was only relevant like 2 points ago, so. And you didn't even really contest it or after proof, so. On that thing specifically, the genjutsu thing. I don't even know why that was brought up. Low-key was not even
the genjutsu thing where it's like, I know it puts chakra into their mind. That's just not a chakra pool they have access to, though. It's like that chakra is being used to control them. That's what I think the rods are being used for, to control them, not to amp them. It wouldn't make sense for them to amp them, but whatever.
Hold up, Noodles. I gotta take a piss, so I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll talk to chat for a second. All right, chat. What's happening? Who's winning? What do you guys think? What do you guys think's going down? What do you guys think about that Sharingan argument he was making too? He's like, nah, the Sharingan don't matter for Sasuke, but it does matter for Yugito. How well do you think he's doing? I think he's doing fine. I think his best point was the first point. I think all his other points weren't that good. You winning from what I'm seeing. Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm back. But anyways, Noodles, ain't it crazy how you said all my other points were bad, even though I low-key am like no-diffing you right now?
Shut the hell up, Curse.
Okay. Provide your 8 feeling.
There you go.
Oh, you already
Hardened,
said
skillful masters even stronger than Jinchuriki, and later on it says, it is their leader's belief that when two members team up, even a tailed beast or Jinchuriki will have no chance against them.
Okay, well, I'll stay on this and I'll come back to it. Where do you think this scales Kakuzu?
Multi-continental.
Why?
They have multiple calcs for their BG bombs being multi-continental.
I'd like to see those calcs.
Sure.
Anyways, chat. For the people saying I'm losing after the fact, I'll discuss with y'all why I'm low key winning. Very confident. Also, mid top, I don't know if you have like any social awareness at all, but I was clearly trolling when I said I was no diffing him. Like the fuck.
Don't get mad. It's okay.
Like, bro, your goons are crazy, bro.
Well, it's my channel. What do you expect?
Fair enough.
All right, there you go.
Because this is still all relying on Kakuzu. So, the first point I made is that I don't think that could have been a potential aim dodge, and I think we had like a little sub point that I don't think I'd won, but I don't really think it was very relevant.
The low end is small country level. The high end is multi-continental.
Okay.
Do you have any problems with the math in the multi-continental section?
I don't really think that matters. Why would wait? So these are with Bijou bombs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do you think Kakuzu has to scale to the Bijou bomb?
Says he's stronger than them.
Yeah, like can you define stronger?
Having more power.
I don't know. I don't think that's what it has to mean. It can mean a plethora of things. It can mean like, for example, you're able to just like beat them in a fight. And obviously the Bijou don't have to use Bijou bombs. The Jinchuriki don't have to. Some of them can't even go in their full Bijou form, like willingly. So, I mean, Naruto couldn't even do that till the war.
He fought Yugito, though, who could do that. That's the only Jinchuriki, that perfect Jinchuriki at that. So, yeah, I mean, like, these characters, like, the fact is, if they're stronger than them and the Bijou have no chance against them, being stronger than someone, I don't think that makes you a better fighter. Being stronger is just being stronger, having more physical power. Like, if I look up strong in the dictionary, so let's look up strong definition. Having the power to move heavy weights or perform other physically demanding tasks, and the second one is able to perform a specified action powerfully. Possessing skills and qualities, likelihood of success, powerfully affecting the mind or senses, withstand great force or pressure. Yeah, I mean, firmly held or established.
Can you send me screenshots of these definitions that you're reading off?
Sure.
Because I don't think stronger just means who can output more like AP. Because obviously he's not going to go there and just fucking arm wrestle a Bijou, right? He's just gonna go in there and beat them in a fight. Like, I don't think he has to.
Well, all of Kakuzu's abilities that he would need to beat a Jinchuriki are AP reliant. He doesn't have Genjutsu, he doesn't have Sealing or anything like that. He literally just has strong ass ninjutsu. So yeah, he should be just physically stronger.
I don't think the Bijou bomb scaled all the fucking Bijou's attacks.
I'm not saying they do. It's the Bijou bomb's their strongest attack, but he's stronger than, like, okay, this is a good example, right? B directly says that the Bijou bomb is the strongest attack in their arsenal during the KCM training. Just straight up says that. So if that's the case, and Kakuzu stated stronger than them, that means he's stronger than the strongest attack of the Bijou bomb. Because they're...
I don't think that has to be the case. Because, like, for example, I feel like they're, like, as I said, like, stronger can just mean that he can go in there and beat up a Jinchuriki. That's fine. Like, he can be stronger than a Jinchuriki in the sense that if they fight, he can beat them. Actually, I will grant one thing. I don't think that Bijou bombs can get past his diamond armor. I'll tell you that. I think his diamond armor is resistant to Bijou bombs. So but I don't think
you admit that he's got like multi-continental durability then?
With diamond morph, but I don't think that's. I'll explain in a second why I don't think that really matters for Sasuke specifically. But I don't think it's base durability skills to a Bijou bomb because, as you just said, the Bijou bomb is the strongest attack in their arsenal, and Kakuzu got overpowered by Yugito with a normal pause strike.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get overpowered, he tanked it, but no.
He
didn't get overpowered, he tanked it.
He did not tank it.
His clothes weren't even damaged. His clothes weren't even damaged at the end of the fight. He was fine. And what's funny is, like, during the Kakashi fight, when Kakashi takes a couple of his hearts, he said, "It's been a long time since I've lost my hearts," and that just shows he just didn't lose a heart against Yugito. So like she couldn't even take a heart off of him, dude.
Yeah. So basically, him like looking unfazed doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't does not mean he tanked it. Like, for example, he got slammed to the ground and we don't see him for a few pages. Like after this, and then after seeing bro get sent to the ground, he's like, "Oh shit, this is bad." So clearly, it's not just a situation.
Hold on, say that again.
Yeah, so he gets slammed. Kakuzu gets slammed into the ground after taking that paw strike, right? And he's
He
like,
blocks it and then gets pushed into the ground. Yeah,
yeah, and then
that's a
he's
lifting
off
strength
panel.
thing, but yeah.
He's off panel for a few pages, and then right after seeing Kakuzu get slammed into the ground, he's like, "Oh shit, this is bad," right? And then the next thing we see, we don't even see them fight. All we see is Kakuzu is like, "Yo, Hidan, are you done doing this dumb thing you're doing?" Yeah,
Doing his
and then
ritual
Hidan's
at the end of the fight that he always does.
Yeah, and then Hidan's like, "Bro, shut up, you can't rush this," right? So we don't actually know how much damage Kakuzu took. He could have.
You can just look at his body. He doesn't even have a bruise. Like, he's completely fine.
You can't even see his body other than his hands.
We know he didn't lose a heart because of the statement I just mentioned earlier. He didn't drop a heart, bro.
He doesn't need to Noodles. He doesn't need to lose a heart, from what I'm saying, right?
Then he didn't take any significant damage if he didn't lose a heart. The way you gotta kill Kakuzu 5 times, right, in order to put him away permanently. She couldn't even kill him once.
Noodles, I think you're conflating like survivability with durability. Obviously, he survived that attack. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying we don't know how well he like actually took the attack. He could have been concussed. He could have been knocked out because we literally don't see him for pages. We don't know what happened.
You think Edan soloed Yugito while he was knocked out?
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay, well, it's directly stated Kakuzu's stronger than Hidan. So if Hidan soloed Yugito while he was knocked out, that just means Kakuzu could have did that too.
He stated stronger because of his jutsu, but I don't think his jutsu scale above heavy Sasuke.
You don't think his jutsu scale above heavy Sasuke? So you're aware that Kakashi's Raikiri is an S rank technique and Sasuke's Chidori is a B rank technique, right?
Sure. I don't know why that matters.
It matters because Kakashi's Raikiri is more precise than Sasuke's, and it took 2 of Kakashi's Raikiri to stalemate one of Kakuzu's false darkness techniques.
I don't think precision is necessarily relevant for strength. I mean, like obviously the strength of a jutsu, not just like how. Like obviously, like okay. Firstly, before we get into this, what do you think makes the rank of a jutsu? What do you think is required?
It's based on how difficult they are to perform, and the reason the Chidori becomes more difficult is because you have to control the chakra more precisely, and chakra control does in fact affect AP. Chakra control is the main thing that affects AP. The more chakra you can control into an attack, the more powerful it becomes. So the fact that Kakashi's Raikiri is more difficult to perform is because of the fact he is actually controlling more chakra into his Raikiri than Sasuke would be into his Chidori. That's why it's more difficult.
Yeah. Noodles. So basically, yeah, I agree that like firstly, I agree that the definition of a jutsu is just basically how hard it is to perform, right?
It's just stated in the manga.
I agree with all, right, and the chakra precision thing. Mm-hmm. The thing is that Sasuke and Kakashi's chakra is different, so I don't think you can say that. Well, Kakashi is able to do a better jutsu, went to this S rank jutsu than Sasuke because he has an S rank jutsu or whatever. That's harder to do. That's fine, but like Sasuke just has a different level of chakra, so the AP inside of the Chidori can still be different than the Raikiri.
Okay, well, can you prove that he has any jutsu that's multi-continental then?
I actually can.
Okay.
So Deidara is also above Jinchuriki. So, stated from the same statement that you provided.
Are you arguing that Deidara is stronger than a Jinchuriki?
He should have at least scale 2A Jinchuriki. I mean,
okay, so is his bombs like scaling to the Biju bomb then, or above the Biju bomb since he's stronger?
Doesn't have to scale to a Biju bomb, but it can scale to a Biju, which is where Kakuzu is around that level too.
So Kakuzu can damage Biju and Deidara can damage Biju, is all you're saying?
Yeah, but I think the thing is what makes it different is I think that Deidara has bombs that can progressively level up his attack potency, and C2 is obviously stronger than C1, which we know is Deidara's go-to. And it's in character from to start off with that. And Sasuke can not only survive his C1 point blank, he can also survive the C2.
Can you prove the C1 or the C2 works on a Jinchuriki?
Yeah, because he fucking kills the 3 tails with it or knocks it down.
It's just a random fish bomb. It's not the C1 or C2. We don't even know what jutsu that is. And we don't even know if he had bombs planted at the bottom of the lake.
The different like C variations are all based on like the level of chakra put into them.
That's not true. There's a couple of them that just have different properties and do different things.
Well, yeah, because it's a different kind of chakra. Like the chakra's being used.
Well, that doesn't like C3 is most powerful, but C4 is not stronger than C3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Noodles. Like the chakra being used between those things is different. Like he's obviously in the C4 he's using the chakra split up
Okay,
that like
so
fucking
it doesn't
big ass
just
ball.
linearly scale up like you said. You said earlier that C1 was weaker than C2, but we know C3 is the strongest of all the C tech besides C0, of course. It's strong. Like C3 is stronger than C4. It literally is. It's stated to be his ultimate powerful jutsu that he's going to use to blow up the sand village and shit. Not only has the best statement, but it was also just stated to be his ultimate bomb at the time. So it's stronger than the C4, and it's his biggest bomb at the time, besides C0, of course. I know C0 is bigger, but and C0 too. I mean, C0 is below 1, so it's like these numbers are just names. They don't actually like scale 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's like 3 is the
I know.
best.
Noodles, I'm saying like the cases of C1 and C2, those both just accomplish the same thing, but they're just obviously they have different levels of chakra put into them. Right?
Okay, so prove to me that C1 or C2 works on a Jinchuriki then.
Okay, yeah. So basically, if you read the statement that you sent, let me find it real quick.
It just says stronger than a Jinchuriki.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, if it says he's stronger than a Jinchuriki, I don't think that would include like any of his higher bonds. It just means overall he'd have to be stronger based on what you were trying to argue earlier.
I wasn't saying that overall. I was saying that Kakuzu's like ninjutsu probably scale because those are his strongest attacks. Like his full darkness or his like great fire annihilation, or you know that nuke he sends off. Like it's probably one of those jutsu because he's mastered all 5 natures. So and those are the main attacks he uses. So it's like those are probably his strongest. But with Deidara, we know what his strongest ability is. It's a C3, and what he bodied the 2 tails. Was it the 2 tails or is it the 1 tails? 2 tails. I mean, no 3 tails. I'm stupid. He bodied the 3 tails with a fish bomb that wasn't C1 or C2. So Sasuke tanking C1 and C2 has no relevance to that fish bomb.
I think it does because as I said, we know that Deidara, like he literally says this himself, like he starts off with C1. He says like word for word, I can get the scan. He just says that I'm gonna warm him up with C1, right? So
okay,
we know that C1 is the warm up, and we know anything from there is just more powerful, right? If his goal,
I do think C1 is the weakest of his C jutsu, but C1.
Hold on, let me
go ahead.
Noodles, let me explain my argument. So if his goal, right, is to kill Sasuke, obviously, if he could just drop a Bijou level bomb, if is like C2 is weaker than that bomb, then that would just be completely out of character for this instance. So I think it just makes the most sense that even if you say C1's weaker than that fucking fish bomb, C2 would have to be more powerful than that.
That's just completely baseless.
It's not baseless because
there's just no comparison between those 2 jutsu. We don't know how strong the fish bomb is or how it compares to the other 2. So why are you just saying that?
Okay, no, the comparison is that if Deidara is like throughout the fight, you'd agree that he's like just consistently bringing out bigger and like more powerful bombs. Like even if it's not like just AP wise, he's just bringing out like bigger shit. Like he goes from C1, which is his warm up, then he goes to C2, then he brings out C4. If he were to bring out like some fucking big ass bomb that could just one shot
C0. Those are his big bombs. Fish bomb too. The fish bomb was pretty fucking big too, and it's got a way better feat than C1 and C2 do. The explosion was even bigger for C1. What?
Huh? No, wait, hold up. Are you saying? Okay, wait, hold up. What part of the whatever fish bomb do you think was? No, the fish bomb. What part of that do you think was a better feat?
It fucking beat the 3 tails, and the C1 and C2 aren't anywhere near that. They don't show any feats on that level.
Okay, yeah. So noodles. If Deidara, right? He literally is against using C4. By the way, he literally says that he wanted to save C4 for Itachi, and he did not want to use it on Sasuke. So I'm saying if Deidara can make a bomb, right, that could just kill Sasuke, aka this fucking fish bomb, right? And he obviously is against using C4. Then if that fish bomb was stronger than whatever other bombs he's used up to that point, then he would have used it. Is what I'm trying to say.
What if it's just slower than the other bombs, or it's not? He just doesn't think it's tactically as effective because Sasuke could just fucking use his lightning style to nullify it or something. You know, like it doesn't have to be the case that this fish bomb is weaker. It could just be a tactical decision or something. Like he's using C1 and C2 to warm him up, right? And then C4 was to kill him. He thought C4 was going to be the thing that actually killed Sasuke. That was his plan, to use C4. He wasn't planning to use the fish bomb, but the fish bomb in physical AP is still probably better than C1 and C2.
Using C4 was not his plan to use on Sasuke. I can get this game. He literally says, I was saving this jutsu for Itachi. I didn't want to use it on you or something.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, he does end up using it, and that's because, like, Sasuke subverts all his other attacks, and then he uses C4, which becomes like the real threat towards him. So maybe you could make an argument for C4, but that's just because C4 has like, cellular level bombs and shit.
Noodles. What I'm trying to argue, right, is that if Deidara's goal is to kill Sasuke, he's clearly against using C4. At this point, if his goal is just, oh yeah, I'll just kill Sasuke, I don't think he really gives a fuck about something being tactically advantageous for him. Because that lightning thing literally worked.
What the fuck did you just say, dude? Of course he cares about what's tactically advantageous. Hold on, no, you can't just say that and just go on. Dude, when you're in a fight, you want to have the most tactically advantageous move. I'll let you continue, don't worry. You want to have the most tactically advantageous move. You want to, because that gives you the highest chance of beating your opponent. Huh?
I don't think Deidara necessarily does.
Deidara is such a fucking tactical fighter. He beat Gaara with literal tactics.
I don't think he is against Sasuke specifically, because we see throughout the fight, like, he's just getting more and more pressed, and he's doing more dumb things. Like, for example, at the literally very end of the fight, he still has clay left he could use on Sasuke, but it's like, I'm going to fucking blow up and kill myself, right? Like, he didn't even have to do that, and he did it anyways.
Because he thought it would kill Sasuke, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Noodles, but I'm saying that he has other options that he could do that would technically be more tactically advantageous, because they don't have to result in him dying. Like, for example, using the fucking clay he had left, because he does say he has clay left. So if he was really
saying that he's trying to be tactically advantageous, because earlier you said it didn't matter.
No, I'm saying Noodles, that him being tactically advantageous in this fight specifically doesn't make any sense, because of what we see him do. He just be doing dumb shit, like against Sasuke for no reason, right? And he doesn't even want to use C4 against him at all. So I'm saying that even if the fucking fish bomb would be tactically disadvantageous for him because it's slow or whatever, I don't think that would deter Deidara.
Also, the thing with the fish bomb, he used the fish bomb because they were in a body of water. Sasuke and Deidara did not fight in a body of water. So why the fuck would he use the fish bomb?
Noodles, even if it's a fish and it can't like move on its own, he can still just fucking throw it on the battlefield and blow it up.
He could just drop C3 if that was the case. He obviously doesn't think C3 would work, or he would have used it.
Bro, C3 is like his fucking biggest bomb, bro.
It's his strongest bomb. So if he thought that would work, he would have used it. Like, why would he use the fish bomb when he could just drop C3?
Well, because that takes a long time to make. I'm pretty sure he literally says it. It's like he's been working on it for a while. I don't think he can just shit out a C3 just cause.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, it's still just the fact that this is a fish bomb, and like it just doesn't make sense tactically to use a fish bomb on somebody that can also just nullify a bomb with electricity. Like he has lightning style.
That works for all of Deidara's bombs.
Well, I know that, but his other bombs were more effective because of how they were applied. Like, think about it, right? So, like, when he drops bombs on Sasuke the first time, he sticks... Hold on. When he drops those bombs on Sasuke, when Sasuke first, like, sticks his sword in the ground and, like, electrocutes all the mines, right? And, like, he even electrocutes the bombs in the air and shit. So he's doing that because he can see them coming, right? What the fuck is this, like, little-ass fish bomb gonna do to Sasuke? He'll just see it and zap that shit. Like, it's not gonna help. Like...
Noodles, as I said, that applies for literally every bomb. So at that point, Deidara may as well just not fight Sasuke.
Dude, it doesn't apply to every bomb. Like, the cellular level bombs can't even be seen unless you got the Mangekyo Sharingan. It's not like they can be just electrocuted like that because they're so massive. The C0 was not a bomb that can just be electrocuted like that. So yeah, he did think those tactics would work.
It probably could. I mean, it's so made out of clay. He can still just diffuse the clay.
Hold on. That's not true because he doesn't do it, or else he would have did it. He had to.
He doesn't have any chakra left.
He still summoned Manda.
That doesn't necessarily the chakra he could use for electricity does not have to be as much. They
say it like requires a massive amount of chakra to summon Gamabunta. That motherfucker didn't just summon Gamabunta. He summoned an even bigger, stronger motherfucker named Manda. So yeah, he had some chakra left.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it's enough to use like the lightning style, because he literally says,
"Dude, it stated that."
I can literally get a scan where he says that he doesn't have enough chakra.
I know he says that, but he's wrong. He does have enough chakra because he literally summons a massive chakra using jutsu.
Okay, Noodles. So you're saying, Noodles. So your argument, right, is that Sasuke is wrong about the amount of chakra he has.
He is
because he can summon Manda, which you're just presupposing requires more chakra than to use a lightning style.
You ever heard the saying "feats over statements"?
I'm aware of what feats over statements is, but
do you agree with that? Hold on. Do you agree with feats over statements?
Yeah, but I don't think it's really relevant.
It's confirmed that like even Jiraiya, who's notorious for having a big chakra pool, by the way, Jiraiya said that summoning Gamabunta is even too much for him sometimes, and said that like summoning Gamabunta, like Naruto wasn't even able to do it without Ninetales helping him and stuff like that. And Naruto had a big chakra pool even in part 1. So it's like he obviously did have a lot of chakra left because he summoned an even stronger, bigger summon than Gamabunta.
Okay, there's 2 problems with your argument. Firstly, you're presupposing that Manda requires more chakra to summon than Gamabunta.
He's bigger.
And then secondly, you're presupposing that summoning Manda requires more chakra than using lightning, any lightning jutsu that Sasuke has.
Well, considering the lightning jutsu have never been stated that Sasuke has have never been stated to require a significant amount of chakra, and the summoning jutsu on the level of Gamabunta has, it does suggest that it's more likely that he still had enough chakra to use a lightning jutsu. It's just the fact that the lightning jutsu would not have canceled out C0. C0 was like a spiritual racing attack.
Okay, so Noodles. So as we already agreed, Sasuke basically says like he doesn't have the chakra to do a lightning jutsu. You said like a minute ago that he can't.
That's just ad nauseum. That's ad nauseum. So we can move on.
Yeah, no, hold up. So let me explain what I said. My reasoning behind, like, because if I heard what you said correctly, you said, right? You said why would the lightning has never been stated to require a large amount of chakra to like do or whatever, while Manda has been stated that or whatever. My evidence of it literally being stated to require a large amount of jutsu is literally literally the instance in question. That's literally my evidence, Noodles.
Okay. So I already know what your evidence is, and I said feats are better than statements, and I already said that the summoning jutsu does actually require a significant amount of chakra. I backed it up with statements from people that have big chakra pools and everything. So the argument I presented as a counter to this very argument was that because lightning jutsu has never been stated, or Sasuke's lightning jutsu has never been stated to require a significant amount of chakra, and summoning jutsu has, it is the more likely assumption that summoning jutsu requires more chakra than Sasuke's lightning jutsu.
Yeah, Noodles. Your entire argument, as I said, doesn't work because you say that there's no evidence that this lightning style jutsu requires a lot of chakra. My evidence is that Sasuke says he doesn't have enough chakra to do it, yet he can still summon Manda. That's
he doesn't say he doesn't have enough chakra to do any jutsu. What he says is, I have no chakra left, and that's just not fucking true. Because he does.
You literally agreed like 2 minutes ago.
Okay, I know what the statement says though, and it says he has no chakra left. It doesn't say he doesn't have enough chakra for a jutsu.
Noodles,
I understand, but I'm telling you what it actually. I don't care what I agreed to. What I'm telling you is this is not what you're misrepresenting the statement. I'm telling you what the statement actually says now. So you can consider this a reflection on that agreement. What I'm saying is that what Sasuke says is, I have no chakra left. And that is debunked by the fact that he literally uses summoning jutsu, which is stated to require a lot of chakra. So he does have chakra left.
Yeah, Noodles, can you send that scan real quick?
Yes, I can.
So I think we're thinking of 2 different instances. But okay, go ahead and send that scan.
Deidara versus Sasuke chapter 357.
Because I don't think he ever explicitly says what you're saying.
I'm a fucking encyclopedia of this shit. You should trust what I'm saying. I'm that motherfucker. I'm that motherfucker, cursed. I got this shit memorized. I just watched the anime again. It's the end of the fight.
Oh my god. Wait, hold up, Noodles. I just want to ask, why was this entire part like really relevant?
We're talking about, you were trying to argue that Sasuke had like multi-continental durability because he scaled to the C1 and C2, and I was saying that the C1 and C2 didn't scale to the fish bomb, the body, and the 3 tails.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just straight up have another one.
Hold on, before we get to that, let's finish this.
I don't even know why I brought up the Deidara thing. I was just asking if you thought Deidara scaled there, and then it just spin to this. You
said that Deidara scaled to the Biju and Kakuzu scaled to the Biju, and then we got here. So, and then you were trying to argue because Deidara scales to the Biju, that means Sasuke also scales to the Biju in durability. Hold on 1 second.
When does Deidara fight the 3 tails, by the way?
Let me think. It's literally at the beginning of Let me think. Hold on.
I'm going to the
Just look
first
up,
appearance.
just look up Three Tails first appearance. It'll pop up for you.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went to the Narutopedia of Isobu. It's 317. Because I feel like I'm just like a retard, and there's a statement that proves what I'm trying to say. I don't know how I don't know this. I rep Deidara like all the time.
You like Deidara?
He's okay.
Should have did
He's
Deidara
like,
versus Kakuzu. He's got more abilities that could actually work.
actually, I don't know. I actually like Kakuzu more than Deidara, so yeah. Hold on.
Hold on 1 second.
Noodles, I have a question for you, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree that like the bigger the bomb, the more power it has? Like the more chakra is infused into it?
It means it has more destructive. Way downstairs. It means it has more destructive power, but like I could see like the C4 being argued to be like the strongest because it like attacks on a cellular level and might have.
Yeah, I mean like when it comes to just brute force, like I don't think
like
the
destructive
C4
power. Like I mean the bigger it is, the more destructive power it has.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm just a bit dumb. Just look at the scan I sent, pretty please. Because if you look at this fucking bomb, he uses the one shot the Three Tails. That shit is like very tiny. But if you look at the bombs he's throwing at Sasuke, they're
show
like
the actual explosion. You didn't even show it.
Oh yeah, my bad. If you want me to show the explosion, that shit is not even big either. There's actually a calculation for the explosion, like the result, and it's like building level. Obviously the AP is not building level, but
no, I have to see all that. But I mean, we just don't know the AP of it. We know the destructive power of it, but regardless.
Let me get the scan. Okay, so this is the destructive power of that thing. There's like we see Toby in like the bottom, like in like next to the water. You want me to get that calc I was talking about?
Hold on 1 second, bro. I gotta find the scan still. I'm still looking for it.
I don't even remember what scan you're looking for. Not gonna lie, but
it's because you'd be trying to go past points. I'm looking for the.
I'm
scan
not trying to. I'm just
looking for the scan that Sasuke has no chakra.
Oh, I don't even really care about that. Not gonna lie, but
I mean, care what you care about. You asked me to prove it, so now, unless you're just willing to accept what I said was right.
I'm waiting for you to find it, but I'm just like adding my scans so I can bring this up in a second. Okay. I'm just gonna put this. I'm gonna just drop
1 second, bro.
Second. Oh my god. Let me see if I can find the thingy that I'm looking for. Yeah. If you want to go off like the size and like destructive shit. Hold up, never mind. I don't think he's here. I'm gonna just send this anyway. I'll wait for him to come back.
Oh, he didn't even say what either me or you said, unless the translation's wrong.
The guy in the some guy in the chat. I know DC and AP are not the same thing, but I don't think that's always the case.
Okay, so what I'm gonna. So this is what he actually says. So he actually said something different than both me and you says. He said, "Hey, you're tough, but you're on your last legs too. Your chakra took a big hit right there." So he's just saying he drained a lot of chakra. So it doesn't say he's completely out of chakra. It doesn't say that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's honestly fine. So wait, your argument is that he did not diffuse.
My argument is that he did have chakra, and you were arguing earlier that he didn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But the reason we brought that up is because you said that if he could have defused. Like you're saying, he just couldn't have done it.
He could have defused the fish bomb because it's just one bomb, and he would just have to send one lightning Senbon into it, just like he did the other bombs.
Okay, but I'm saying we don't know like that. Okay, Noodles. As I said earlier, that applies for literally every single bomb Deidara had though. So like. I don't know why that would change him using it or not. Like that also.
Hold on, bro. It's not every single bomb he has because some of his bombs he just can't lightning Senbon. Some
Like,
like the microscopic bombs. Like he can't lightning send bomb
oh
those.
yeah,
He
but
doesn't
he
even
can still
like the only ones he can like lightning style are the ones that were in the ground and the ones he can throw lightning send bombs at. So if there's
yeah, but
any
he can,
bombs that he has that aren't able to be done that way, yeah, like the C4 and shit, like yeah, he can't do it then. So it's like
he can like
it's only when you can see the bomb and it like one bomb, bro. What stops Sasuke from looking at that fucking fish bomb and just sending a lightning send bomb into it? Nothing.
yeah, okay, Noodles. So Noodles, as I said, right? Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, he can't like lightning symbol on the microscopic bombs, but he can still negate them with lightning by like running it through his body, right? So,
He can still
like,
wait. Hold on. Say it again. You can say he can negate them by running lightning through his own body.
yeah, that's how he gets rid of the C4.
Is that how he gets rid of the C4?
Yeah, he like fucking like impales himself with Chidori.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so he can't get rid of every bomb through lightning. So just like through that logic, he just should not use any bombs. I guess,
I mean,
which is like
he just didn't use this bomb for whatever reason because it would have just got Senbon. But the other bombs, like Deidara, just didn't expect that Sasuke would do something so intelligent like that. So it's just a tactical error on Deidara's part. But he clearly saw the Senbon, so he knew the fish bomb wouldn't work. He just didn't know that C4 wouldn't work because so he didn't realize Sasuke would stab himself and run chakra through him.
Yeah, Noodle. So like basically what I was saying, right, is like obviously I'm aware that like he knows that fucking Sasuke can just can't cancel out these bonds with Senbons or whatever. But that would apply for both C1 and C2. So as I'm saying, like at that, like if you want to just say, oh well, he just didn't use it because it could get negated. By that logic, he just shouldn't have used any bombs.
I just explained why he used other bombs and didn't use the the fish bomb. I just explained why, and you just ignored it.
Yeah, he used a C4 after, but you do know that even before he used C4, like, okay, so Sasuke sent bombs at the start of the fight, and despite this, he still continues using bombs after this.
What bombs does he use after the Senbon?
Because okay, let me just get this again. Because at the start, like, literally one of the first things Sasuke does is Senbon them, and then he still uses bombs after this.
What bombs does he use after this? Does he use those same bombs after this?
Yes, he keeps using C1s and he keeps using C2, and or he doesn't keep.
Probably just a pressure Sasuke. He probably knows they're not going to work. He's just sending them out as pressure. He doesn't think. I don't think the fish bomb, like the fish bomb, might require a shit ton of chakra because it's a big ass bomb, and he just doesn't want to use it because it's not water for one, and for two, it would just get Senbond.
Noodles. He doesn't even like know that Sasuke could negate the fucking lightning, like with the lightning. I mean,
he doesn't know that Sasuke could negate the lightning.
Yeah, like he doesn't know that he can negate the bombs with the lightning. Is what I'm trying to say.
At what point?
Let me see. I'm trying to get the skin because I know there's a moment. Let me just look at it.
I don't think this matters because I don't think C1 or C2 provably scale with the fish bomb, so it's whatever, bro. It's just a baseless assumption, in my opinion. Like, you tried making that loose-ass argument earlier where you were like, oh, well, he said, I'm warming you up with the C1. Well, the C1, what does that even mean? What does warming them up mean? That could just mean this is the beginning. This is like my first
Wait,
attack,
hold up, Noodles. First, you know? I want to mention one thing. You said that the fish bomb was bigger than C1 and C2, and that's just not true.
I mean, prove it, then.
Oh yeah, I already sent the like. If you want to go off like the size of the bomb, I sent a picture of what whatever the fucking fish thingy that he uses on the three tails. I sent a picture of what that looks like. That thing is like tiny as hell, and like the C2 are like bigger than his body. Like, okay,
the C1 is bigger than the whole three tails, motherfucker.
C1?
Not the C1, the fish bomb.
No. Like, I mean, okay,
the fish bomb is bigger than the whole three tails by a lot. Like, that's a pretty big bomb.
The explosion or like the actual clay thing that we're talking about?
The fish bomb and the explosion is bigger than the three tails. I'm not talking about the size of the bomb isn't what matters. It's the size of the explosion.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The C2 is literally has a bigger explosion though. I sent talks for both of them.
Okay, let's see if it has a bigger explosion.
Because if you look at the calcs, like for like the destructive capacity or whatever,
it's crazy that destructive capacity and attack potency don't matter. Or
Noodles, you said that the bomb was bigger. If you want me to, yeah, okay. So the diameter.
You said you asked me earlier if I thought the bombs, like the bigger the explosion, the stronger the bomb, and I said. No, I just think it means more destructive power.
No, I mean, like just now you said the bomb was bigger. You said the bomb was bigger. I'm disagreeing.
I'm talking about the explosion of the bomb when I say that.
Yeah, the explosion of the bomb is bigger.
It means it has more destructive power, not AP. AP and DC do not equate.
Noodles. I know, but I'm saying, Noodles. I'm aware, but I'm saying, right? that like as you said, the explosion. Okay, let me see if I'm getting you correct, because if I'm making you out incorrectly, tell me. So you said that the size of the explosions of the bomb is dependent on what? Like what do you think? Like
all the size of the explosion does is dictate how much destructive power it has. It doesn't dictate how much attack potency it has. The Raikiri has a shit ton of attack potency and really low destructive capacity. The Rasengan has more destructive capacity but less piercing power. Shit like that. You know, they're not equated.
Okay, yeah, that's honestly fine. I don't even really care. I just wanted to contest the explosion of the fish thing was bigger, because it just was not.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's bigger or not. It just has provably better AP feats. So I mean, it one shot the three tails. You know.
Anyways, Noodles. So as I was saying, or what I'm trying to get at is basically that the fish bomb, even though they're not in water, he can still just drop it. And if he's like very desperate to kill Sasuke, even using a jutsu he didn't want to use on him, I just think it'd be in character for him to use this bomb if it was so much stronger than C1 or C2.
I think it's only in character for Deidara to use the fish bomb when a body of water is around.
Why? Like
because he puts a fish in water so it can swim.
You know he can just like change the shape of his bombs, right? Like he can just change what they are.
No,
like,
he has to pre-prepare his bombs. He literally has to prep his bombs in advance. What if he just didn't prep a fish bomb, dude?
He doesn't have to. What? He does not have to prep a bomb in advance.
Yes, he does. He had to prep the C3. You said that earlier yourself.
Yeah, he preps the C3, but for his normal like C1 and C2, he literally just makes them in the middle of the fight.
Can he prove that he can just make a fish bomb mid-fight?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, prove it then.
Happens on screen, yeah.
It happens off screen? Okay, so how do you know he didn't prep it then? Okay, you literally said it happens off screen, so how do you know he didn't prep it then? You said it happens off screen, so how do you know he didn't prep it?
Okay, I meant to say on screen.
It didn't happen on screen. No, it didn't. We never see him make the fish bomb. This was off screen, dude. When the fuck did we see him make the fish bomb?
We see him make it in the chapter, bro.
Okay, show me where he makes the fish bomb and he didn't just puke it out of his hand because he pre-prepped it.
Here you go. He makes it in this instance right here.
Nope, doesn't show him making it. Just shows he has it.
It does.
I actually
have a statement. I actually have a statement.
Chat, do you see anywhere on this panel that shows Deidara making this bomb?
There's no way Noodles is getting outside help. This is crazy.
I'm just asking chat if they see anywhere on this panel. Like, you're just lying about this scan. Like, he doesn't make it on this panel. It just shows, it doesn't even show him, like, doing the clay thing in his hand where he's, like, molding it. It literally just shows him with it. And that's the first time we ever see the fish bomb, too. So it did happen off screen.
Noodles, you said that when he preps it, he pukes it out of his hand.
I said that you can just have it already in his hand and he puked it out. You didn't have to necessarily mold it right then. But what you showed isn't even him molding it.
Okay, yeah, Noodles. I'm saying, like, okay, Noodles, this is just like, okay, so basically, we know that, okay, so Noodles.
You're
so,
basically like, assuming he didn't prep this.
Noodles, let me explain. So bombs are made out of clay, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously harder to make a bigger bomb because it requires more clay.
It's not just about the size of the bomb. It's also about, like, what the bomb is. Like, do you think he just carries around C4 all the time? Or do you think he just makes it, he pre-preps that?
Well, he doesn't. Bro, he literally just pukes it out against Sasuke. He didn't even want to use it.
He pukes it out? Well, it sounds like he prepped it for Itachi. Because that's what you said earlier. He was getting it ready for Itachi.
He designed the technique for Itachi.
Okay, so can you prove... Okay, this is what you got to prove right now. You gotta prove that he can just make that mid-battle and he doesn't have to pre-prep it. Because you said earlier that he pre-prepped the C3, so what means he didn't pre-prep this bomb?
Noodles. You can just have this point, not gonna lie. I don't even really know why I'm even entertaining.
I don't know why you're doing it either.
I don't know. I got a big ego. Okay, now let's talk about...
You need to just concede certain points when it's like that, because it's blatantly obvious that he did not have that prep.
I just did that, Noodles.
What's up?
Damn. I said I just did.
I know you did, but I'm just saying, when, like, instead of just fighting me so hard on that, like, you could have just dropped that earlier, so.
Okay, so I was thinking, okay, I have 3 scaling chains. Which one do I want to use? Because I can just scale Sasuke's speed.
Hold on, everyone's saying the stream's going in and out for them. Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me
I was going to say something.
Well, give me just 1 second, bro. I wonder if I close out some of these tabs, if it'll help.
People are saying the stream's lagging, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to look at. Stream lagging like crazy.
I have to. Okay. Oh fuck. I'm thinking of what scaling chain I want to use. Fuck. Not gonna lie, Noodles. This might end up being a stalemate. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think so. I'm gonna win him, but you know.
I think I debunked your scaling.
Agreed. Some of my scaling, like the Kakuzu AP and durability section.
Well, I know, but that's about it. I think I could still scale Sasuke to there too.
You better do it, because so far you ain't doing it.
Okay, can I scale now?
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to see about this stream real fast. I'm also gotta plug it in my phone.
Also, wait, hold up. By the way, Noodles,
One second, motherfucker.
No, I was just gonna say that I only agreed that his diamond morph can survive a BG bomb. I don't think.
I know, but that's still scale the Kakuzu. You can use diamond morph.
No, I know, but I'm saying like his normal durability. Like if he doesn't have diamond morph and like
his normal durability scales to the Yugito's paw strike because he survived that and didn't even get a heart remove. So his normal durability can tank like actual physical Biju attacks, which is still impressive because it's still damaged like KCM1 Naruto and Killer B. But
I think when we went over that point, I think I was able to explain how it was.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna end the stream real fast. I'm gonna restart it and just put part 2 to see if that helps. Is that okay?
No, okay.
I'm gonna bring it right back up. So hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna end the stream and I'll bring it right back. Just click right back.
Yeah, literally, hold up. Literally a lot, bro. It's like 5 minutes behind.
Really?
Stream, I think. Yeah, it's kind of bad.
How is that? It says I have excellent connection. Look at this
hold
shit.
Up. Actually, let me look. I might be tweaking. I don't. Some people are saying the stream's fine for them.
What the fuck? Maybe it's just YouTube bugging? Because look at this shit.
I think it's just some people's fault. Not gonna lie. Like I think, dude, what are you doing on your? Are you still on Discord right now? Like on?
Here, look at that scan. I mean, look what I just sent.
Oh yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I see it. It was a little bit delayed on the stream, but that's about it.
It's fine now.
Like,
okay.
I mean, it's fine.
Maybe I was just my internet was bugging out for a second. Okay. Let's keep going then.
Oh yeah. All I wanted to say, Noodles. Actually, I don't even care. I think I already explained what I was gonna say. Anyways,
you gotta scale Sasuke to the Biju because Kakuzu's scaling to them right now.
I have like 4. Okay, firstly, I just wanna ask you, what are some characters that you think scale to the Biju?
I'm not telling you.
Oh fuck. Okay, well I tried.
We got a $5 donation from Dane. Stream lagging hella hard. Damn.
You should split the money that you get and give it to me. No, I'm kidding. I don't want it.
You want $2.50 cursed? How fucking broke are you?
Money is money, bro. Game is game.
That'll get you maybe a candy bar with today's inflation.
I could get me like a 16-ounce Dr. Pepper or something.
Maybe like you'd be surprised. $2.50 is kind of cutting it close.
Let me think. Okay. Let me just start off with my scaling, I guess. What I want to argue. I have like a few scaling chains. Okay. Okay, well, I don't want to use a Deidara thing. I already know what who that's going to be. It's a different thing.
Where's Heavy Sasuke scaling an AP? Can he even damage Kakuzu? Like,
okay, actually, I want to ask this. So you know that Diamond Morph is weak to lightning, right?
Yeah, only lightning style that's as powerful as Kakashi's, though.
Okay, I just have a scan. Do you agree that or not agree? Are you aware of the scan where it says that Sasuke with a curse mark 2 is able to overpower Itachi?
When does it say that? And what overpower which Itachi?
The one he fights.
I know, but like at what point? Like does he?
When they clash with the fireball.
How strong is the fireball then?
Well, they're both using like a similar technique, so I think that if they're both clashing with like this literally the same exact technique, then that just means that like the rest of their attack power and shit should be relative to each other.
No, because all jutsu have different power, and Fireball is not Sasuke's most powerful technique. Kirin is. So does Fireball suddenly scale to Kirin? Fuck no. No, okay, I'm aware of Noodles. I'm saying that like they're both using the same techniques. Like they have jutsu stronger than that thing, right? I'm just saying like I don't know where this. I'm just saying that if they both so where's the Fireball scale then?
Okay, Noodles, let me explain. So basically, I think that since they are both using a Fireball and their Fireballs both clash with each other, I think that would just apply to all their other jutsu because Obviously,
You
the
just said it
precision.
didn't apply to Kieran, though.
I mean, okay, I mean it doesn't apply to Kyrian as in obviously the fireball's not as strong as Kyrian, but I'm saying
Okay, so it
that
doesn't
like
apply to all of their other jutsu then.
not in terms of strength. I'm saying okay,
Okay.
Noodles. I'm trying to say
We're talking about
like
Sasuke's strength here, though. If it's not in terms of
yeah.
strength,
Let me
we're talking about Sasuke's strength.
let
Okay,
me like
go ahead.
write out. Let me like write out what I'm trying to say. Let me firstly get the scan I'm talking about.
He's busting out the notepad, boys.
Where is this? Holy fuck, this scan is hard to find.
Kieran is a railgun. Oh man, I can't wait to make the Itachi video. Y'all are gonna go crazy.
Noodles, what are your thoughts on Kyrian being unavoidable and Kakashi avoiding it, or not Kakashi, Itachi avoiding it?
I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with Sasuke, does it? So I mean, that's a feat for Itachi. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So basically, okay. Let me like word what I said. Now that did I just not send the scan?
We're talking about power right now. What proves Sasuke can damage Kakuzu?
Look at the scan that I said.
All right,
so,
let's look at it.
So basically, it says that Sasuke with the curse mark just has the power to overwhelm Itachi. So I just think this means that his power is greater.
His fireball is better than Itachi's fireball. So how strong is the fireball?
The instance it's giving is the fireball. That's why it's like drawing this conclusion. But I don't think it's like the only. Hold up, I don't think this is the only instance of relevance because we do know that Sasuke's fireballs are also able to like burn Itachi, like burn his skin and like make his arm injured. I think it's just referencing like power in general. So I think
it says this specific page is not referencing power in general. It's talking about when two people with the same chakra nature collide, the one with more chakra and put it into their jutsu will win. So it's saying Sasuke put more chakra into his fireball than Itachi's fireball. So you still have to scale how strong the fireballs are.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that in a second. So Noodles, we already agreed earlier on like the definition of like the rank of a jutsu or like what makes a jutsu strong, and we said it's your ability to control the chakra you put into the jutsu. So if Sasuke is able to put more chakra into like control it into this fireball jutsu, right? Then this fireball jutsu that he's using in this instance is stronger than
it's stronger than Itachi's. Okay, so where's Itachi's fireball scale? Okay, so you're saying when you scale AP, this is the way you scale it, right? Firstly, you prove that it's stronger than Itachi's fireball. So now you have to tell me how strong Itachi's fireball is in order for it to be impressive for Sasuke.
I don't even know I mentioned the clashing with Itachi's fireball. Basically, Sasuke is able to he's able to just burn Itachi's arm and like hurt him with the fireball.
He hurts him?
Yeah, he burns his arm.
Okay. How impressive is Itachi's durability then?
So are you aware that Itachi's stronger than Kisame? Or at least they're relative.
In durability?
Like just in general.
I don't think they're relative in every aspect. I think they have their own unique jutsu, and Itachi beats him because he's got good genjutsu and shit. But like, I don't think like
I don't think Itachi's genjutsu would work on Kisame, like at all.
It did in the filler, but whatever.
This is manga only.
I know it is. That's why I said, but whatever. But I mean, whatever you want to say, bro. Like, I don't think Tsukiyomi works on Kisame. Why don't you think Tsukiyomi would work on Kisame? Let me just ask.
Because he can just negate it with his chakra.
How?
He has the most. Because that's how you break a genjutsu.
Yeah, negating it. Okay, but even perfect Jinchuriki can't break out of the Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, but I think Kisame is stronger than perfect Jinchuriki. Wait, hold up. Firstly.
No, he's not. It's stated he's as strong as a Jinchuriki.
Before we move on to this, what is your justification for perfect Jinchuriki not being able to break out of Tsukiyomi real quick?
It's stated that like B basically tells Naruto during the fight with Itachi, he said, no matter what, don't get hit by Tsukiyomi or we're done for.
Then that?
I mean, it's not relevant to this debate. I'm just telling you it because I think it would work, but you know.
I mean, okay. But I want to know why.
It's irrelevant to the debate, so fuck off. Move on to the next point.
Okay, bro. I still need to scale Itachi to Kisame, so it is relevant.
You have to scale his durability, not his fucking mind hacks resistance.
Bro. I know. I'm saying right is that Itachi and Kisame just scale to each other. Like that's like all stats is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so you think that Itachi has the same chakra level as Kisame then?
He's got the same durability.
You think he
I'm
has
in
the same?
physical
You said
stats.
all stats, so he's got the same chakra amount too, right?
Physical stats. I'm in physical stats.
Okay, so
He's
you
got
had
the
to
same.
backpedal that one too. Okay, because you know he stated to have the most chakra, and he stated to be the
Yeah,
best at a
that's
live
what I was gonna
capture.
use. That's what I was gonna use on the fucking Genjutsu thing. So I meant physical stats.
Why?
I guess
What?
I thought that's the
Okay,
inference.
where does Kasame's durability scale then?
Okay, so Kisame is more powerful than a Jinchuriki, a perfect
No, it
Jinchuriki.
stated he's as powerful as a Jinchuriki in his strongest state, not even a perfect Jinchuriki.
I don't think that's true. I think it's just stated for his base. I think
Show
we're
me that
thinking.
then.
Yeah, I got you. Man.
If you just tell me the scan, I'll grab it for you, or I'll help you.
I know. No, I gotta gatekeep this for as long as possible.
He's gotta gatekeep it. He's basically admitting right there that he doesn't actually know the scan.
No. I know where the scan is. But I know we're thinking of two different things. Where is the B fight with Kisame at?
The B fight with Kasame? Which one?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Which one? Like the first one, the relevant one.
The first one. What about it? What do you need from it?
A statement.
Tell me the statement, and I'll help you.
I
can't look for something if I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta find this one myself, Noodles. You don't understand.
Hey, it's good. Chat. He had no problem telling me about his the statements he was looking for earlier, but all of a sudden he's got a problem with it now. You know what that fucking means? It means he doesn't have the fucking statement. He's making that shit up.
No, I'm not making it up. On God.
Yeah, you are.
No, I know, bro. Noodles, you don't even know the statement I'm thinking of, bro. It's literally okay. I'll just tell you what I'm looking for.
Okay, tell me.
Actually, hold up.
I knew you didn't have it.
I think I
knew you didn't have it, bro.
No. I think I found it, bro. I think I found it.
What did you find? Let's see it.
Okay, so actually okay. So let me find it.
The pressure's coming, man. The pressure's coming.
I'll just tell you. So, do you know when they're talking about like this? I don't even think it's in this fight. I think I'm like tweaking. But do you know the statement where they talk about like the 7 swords and shit and their users? And it's like a silhouette in the background. Fuck it, I'm just gonna Google it.
No. The 7 swordsmen? There's like silhouettes of them?
And it's talking, I'm retarded, hold up. Oh my God. I know the statement I'm thinking of. I found it, but it's in black and white.
Who gives a shit? Post it. Black and white, color, I don't care. As long as I can read it.
Yeah, you can read it, hopefully. Yeah, so I found it. Okay, yeah. So look at this scan. Look at this scan.
Let's see this. Yeah, this is a scan I remember.
Yeah, you put. It says
it says that he possesses chakra on the level of a Jinchuriki, not a perfect Jinchuriki, just a Jinchuriki. And Samehada, the most terrible of the 7 swordsmen, put that blade up together, and you have a human who is able to wield every bit as much power as a Jinchuriki, effective very at a Biju. Yeah. So it's talking about when they put him and the blade together.
Yeah, so... Okay, so together, as in he uses the blade.
I think that's talking about fuse, but I'm not for sure. It shows the shark form in the background. I'll have to look at the context. Do you know what chapter that is?
I know it's after the... This is... I think... I know it's after the B fight, not gonna lie. But I don't
I'll
feel
look
like
it up. Hold on.
But anyways, yeah, so basically... if this goes through, I think that's the off-K just has the same AP scaling as Kakuzu.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back.
Yes, okay. Time to off-guard, Noodles.
Use this time well. Hold on. I'm gonna mute.
Okay, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think I can clutch this up. I was kind of fumbling for a bit, but I think I can win, bro. Kisame doesn't. You're blatantly lying for no reason right now. Oh, fuck. Honestly, bro, this is honestly kind of fucked up. Andre, you're in the chat right now, right? What are your thoughts on the debate? Are those fuckers still streaming it? He's DMing me. He's talking to you like a bitch right now. Shut the fuck up. You're getting bitched. I'm literally winning. The fuck? Who is debating? He's debating me. Doomfister. That question's directed to me. I don't think. I don't think that's a really relevant question. Because I don't know that's not necessarily relevant. Let me read this scan. I don't want to distract you with my verdict. I think I'm winning, Andre. I mean, I'll actually read the scan.
All right,
Okay,
I'm
Noodles,
back.
are you
My
back?
girlfriend is officially bringing the Chick-fil-A, boys.
Bro, why is your girlfriend
All right,
answering
Cursed.
me?
Have you figured out what it is?
No, I didn't. Huh? Okay, yeah, it's just after the B fight. The
Why
B
can't I
fight's
hear
like
you now all of a sudden? Oh,
it's
let me turn up my mic.
it's
There we go.
the B fight is like 471.
471. Appreciate it.
That's when the B fight starts. It's after that. It's like maybe
B versus
470.
Kasame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it's after that.
It's after that when they state that?
Uh-huh. Andre, bro. What? Andre, stop, bro. Hold up. Someone on my server is DMing me trying to mentally nerf me mid-debate, bro. Hold up. This shit's tragic. Bro, I might just block this guy. He be doing too much.
Block him then.
Chat, look at the screenshot I'm sending. Look at the scan I just sent, bro. He's trying to mentally nerf me for no reason. What a retard.
I
already blocked him.
Do you know what chapter the statement happens in when they're like he's as strong as or when his blade comes together? You know what that happens in?
I'll just look with you. It's definitely like after that, maybe, or not maybe. I know it's after that. Because I don't know. I'll just look. I'm fuck. Hold up. Why am I fumbling, bro? I need to get my amp. I'm getting mentally nerfed by my chat, bro.
You need to start being mentally nerfed then, because it's not good. You need to tell me why Tachi's durability scales to Kasame's durability, and then
you didn't really contest that, bro.
I'm contesting it now, motherfucker.
Bro, okay. Hold up.
You think I can contest it whenever I want?
Bro, hold up, chat. I'll explain. Not chat. I don't know why I called you chat. Noodles. I'll explain this whenever this argument is concluded. Like whenever I get you to.
You're obligated to do it then.
I know. I'll do it in a second. Big dog.
All right. Well, I don't think it really matters whether or not Kasame is as strong as a Jinchuriki or base or fuse. Like, it doesn't change anything. Strength doesn't even have to do with durability. Like, strength is your strength. Like, that could, like, it's talking about his sword too. Like, his ability with his sword, which definitely doesn't scale the durability. So I'm like, it also has like chakra absorption. So I'm like,
okay, Noodles. Okay, so it says that it gives him every bit as much power. That does not just mean, that's not just referencing a single thing. Every bit as much would include like AP, durability, yada yada yada.
No,
all
it
that
has
stuff.
every bit as much power as a Jinchuriki, so he has the same power.
Yeah,
and
power,
talking about chakra level too. So
yeah, but okay, yeah, it's talking about that as well, right?
But
But obviously,
like I said earlier, power doesn't necessarily mean durability because we know he doesn't scale to the BG bombs or some shit because B's lariat busted his heart open and he had to regen from it. So his durability definitively is below the perfect Jinchuriki. It is like not even the strongest bomb hurt him.
Huh? Bro, what? Hold up, Noodles. Hold up. Is your argument that B was able to knock a hole in his chest?
He like made he like opened a giant chest cavity.
I know what you're talking about, Noodles, but this is just talking about like Jinchuriki in general. Like, obviously, not all perfect Jinchuriki are the same strength as each other, so I don't know why B doing that's important. Like to this,
because for one, B is stated to be the most perfect Jinchuriki, so that's one thing. So he is the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Noodles. I'm saying B is the.
Yeah, I understand, but you have to get at least some scaling to durability to these Jinchuriki, and if Kasame doesn't scale to B, then he has no scaling to any of the Jinchuriki because that's the only Jinchuriki he fights.
Okay, so Noodles, if it says that he has every bit as much power as a Jinchuriki, That would mean that he would have to be as strong as like a baseline Jinchuriki. Obviously, that should be
Yes.
fine. Okay. And we know that the Jinchuriki are relative to each other based on the war arc. They all perform relatives. Okay. And we also see that he
I thought
beats
those Jinchuriki were amped though.
Yeah, but they're all equally amped, so it doesn't matter. They're all equally amped. B's obviously better than them and whatever. But I mean, like
B
the
was
other
getting folded by
Jinchuriki.
them.
Well, yeah, but they were amped noodles. We've been over this.
Okay.
I mean, the
I know
other
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, they're all relative, and Kisame is not only stated to be as powerful as a Jinchuriki, he's also able to beat Roshi too. And Roshi's a perfect Jinchuriki.
Roshi's not a perfect Jinchuriki.
Yes, he is. He's able to turn into his Biju form like at will. Have you read the Minato one shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it in the Minato one shot.
I know he is in his Biju state, but did he do that on his own volition?
Yeah, because he's still like talking through his own voice.
And that's pretty good, but did Kisame get his chest busted open again and he just absorbed his chakra like he did Killer B? Because if that's the case, then he doesn't actually scale to Roshi in durability. His chakra absorption is what won.
Because he didn't even have Samehada out. He just used like it was still in wrapping.
Dude, when we see him come back, like when he's carrying Roshi, you know what he's carrying him on?
His sword, but it's not unwrapped. Like that's what I'm saying.
Bro, it doesn't have to be unwrapped to absorb chakra.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that's how he like uses it at its peak. Let me
I know, but what I'm saying to you is
well,
like
actually,
if you touch Samehada, or even if you touch Kisame himself, he can absorb your chakra. Like he can just touch you.
Noodles. That's when he has Samehada like out like at all. Like, but in the instances of him fighting B, not fighting B, fighting Roshi, Samehada is literally like not out like at all. Like,
can you prove that Roshi tanked or that Kisame tanked any of Roshi's attacks in that off-screen fight?
Yeah, because we know that when he got damaged by B, he just takes off his jacket, and his jacket's still on in this instance. And so that just means that
so that sounds like he didn't take any damage from Roshi, so we can't even prove that he took an attack at all.
But no, okay, noodles. So what I'm arguing, right, is that if
Kisame has fake durability, is that what you're arguing?
I'm saying, okay, noodles. I'm saying that if he takes like a significant amount of damage, we know, like obviously his like chest gets taken, like it gets blown open, right? We know they were obviously like clearly fighting, right? So, because we literally see that they're literally like
they did fight. I'll give you that one, motherfucker.
Noodles. There were literally like burn marks on Samehada, like on like the wrapping. So we know they were actually having a fight.
Okay.
And like
is a burn mark equal to a Biju bomb?
Huh?
Is a burn mark equal to a Biju bomb?
I don't know why I have to prove that. All I'm saying is that he scales to like a Jinchuriki.
Do you think Yugito's fireball scales to her other Jinchuriki attacks?
I mean, we don't know, but noodles.
Okay, then we don't know about this other fire attack that Roshi has
either. Noodles.
By your same logic, we don't know about these Roshi fire attacks.
By your logic through your AP scaling for base Kakuzu, you said that he had AP on par with KCM Naruto and B because of the Jinchuriki, but Roshi is able to burn KCM Naruto with his fire attacks.
I didn't say he was on par for one. That's a straw man. What I said was Kakuzu is stronger than Jinchuriki.
Huh? Noodles. You said Noodles.
I never said on par. You made that shit up.
No. I meant Noodles. I said you said the Jinchuriki were on par with it and they could like hurt Naruto and B. That's what you said, right?
The Jinchuriki can hurt Naruto and B, and Kakuzu is stronger than the Jinchuriki.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Noodles. I know. What I'm saying, right, is based on that, we know that Roshi is able, like his fire is able to hurt Naruto and like KCM Naruto, and then obviously Kisame like scales to this fire because
is it even the same fire attack? Or are you just assuming
Noodles,
that too?
It's Noodles. It's all made out of the same chakra. So.
You don't know if dude. It could be like a simple fire attack. We have no idea. You're making a bunch
of
assumptions.
Made out of the same chakra, bro.
This entire argument you're making is based on an off-screen fight, and the issue with arguing about off-screen fights like that is you have to make complete assumptions about it. Like there is no evidence of any of your claims because we don't actually have any evidence of what occurred in the fight. So you can't hold on. So you can't just sit there and tell me that his other attacks scale to this random apparent fire jutsu that was on his clothes or whatever. You can't tell me that whatever that was, that could have just been like the edge of a fire attack or something that just nicked his clothes or something, you know? Like, we have no idea what the fuck happened. You're just making a bunch of baseless assumptions about it.
Noodles, we do literally know the jutsu he uses, by the way. Because
It's
you
off
can literally
screen. How did we know?
no, yeah, because we can see that he has burn marks on his clothes.
Okay, so we
And
don't know the jutsu then. It could have been any
no,
fire
no,
jutsu.
no,
Could have been
noodles.
fireball.
Let me explain. So
Prove it's not
Roshi
fireball right
himself.
now.
I'm doing that, noodles. Okay, so Roshi has burn marks all over his clothes, right? He's got burn marks all over his clothes. We know that one of the fire style jutsu that he specifically uses, or whatever the fuck jutsu that he uses to burn fucking Naruto, he covers himself in
Wait,
literal
hold
magma.
on. Are you saying that Roshi's clothes had burn marks, not Kasame's?
They both have burn. Okay, so Samehada has burn marks on it, and Roshi's clothes also have
Okay,
burn marks
so
on
you know why Samehada probably has burn marks on it?
it. Okay, why?
Because it absorbed the fire style or lava style, whatever
No,
he used.
noodles. Samehada can't absorb fire style because it's literally completely click wrapped up.
Then what did Killer B do when he fought Itachi? With fire
Noodles.
style. You don't remember how
Dog,
it absorbed the fire style?
Samehada was not wrapped up.
Yes, it was.
What?
Yes, it was.
No, it's not
So if
fully
I show
wrapped
it to
up.
you right now, you'll concede this argument.
Show it to me because it was
If
not
I show
fully
it to
wrapped
you right
up.
now, you have to concede it. Deal?
Bro, noodles, you're making a claim. I don't have to agree to concede on anything.
Dude, the entire point is if the only argument that you're making is that because it has burn marks on Samehada's blade, and I'm saying that, well, Samehada's blade could have absorbed the fire style, and that's why it has burn marks and doesn't scale to Kasame's durability, then you objectively have to agree that if I show you that it can absorb fire style while wrapped, that it doesn't necessarily scale to Kasame's durability. You have to agree to that.
Okay, you can believe that, noodles. Send
Okay,
me the same.
I'll show it to you, but you have to agree to that. It's just
I just got major deja vu. I don't know why. That was actually crazy.
You got
But
deja
anyways.
vu. Hold on one second. Let's find this real quick. B versus Itachi.
If memory serves correct, it was not complete.
I'm pretty sure it was, but we'll find out. So, Itachi.
Actually, it might be in my scan server. I'll just look.
That is chapter 548.
Um, Yeah, noodles. It was not wrapped up, like at all.
It's partially wrapped.
Yeah, but my argument was that like if it's completely wrapped up, there's no like Samehada can't absorb chakra.
Do you remember when B's like sword touched the wrapping?
Like, what do you mean?
Like when B fought Kasame?
Yeah, but Samehada was like out. Like, okay,
No,
so
it wasn't.
Samehada.
Not in that. I know for a fact it's not in that instance. So there's other ones partially.
Yeah,
It's partially wrapped. It's not fully wrapped. Whatever. But I know for a fact in the instance where B's sword touches Samehada, it's not unwrapped yet.
Yeah, noodles. Samehada like absorbs chakra within like an area, like if it's out like at all. But
Okay,
like,
hold on.
we see when B throws like a fucking lightning pencil at Kisame, and Kisame dodges
What chapter is that fight again for being
470.
Kisame? 470?
470 something.
We'll go 471. 470. Not that one.
Oh my god.
Okay, right here. This proves that it can absorb chakra even through wrapping.
Noodles, okay, yeah. Noodles, do you understand that like if it pierces the wrapping, it's now making contact with Samehada?
It's not even piercing the wrapping, it's just touching it.
No, it is, because we see blood coming out of Samehada.
I guess so. Whatever, dude. This argument's just a failure anyway, because you can't prove shit. It doesn't even have burn marks on it, bro. Where's the burn marks?
On Samehada?
Yeah, and how you know Kasame didn't just rewrap it?
Because the wrapping gets destroyed.
Show me where it's destroyed, bro.
Okay. Oh my god. Noodles, you be doing too much.
I'm just saying, you're making a bunch of it. The reason I'm making you run around in these proof circles is because when you argue about something that didn't happen on screen, you basically can't prove those things. So it's just an automatic win for me.
I find that really funny coming from you.
Why?
because that's the entire. That was like it's kind of coming in a circle because that's the entire thing we argued about the Yugito thing.
Every feat that I argue about is on screen. I don't argue about the shit that happened off screen.
I mean like there are parts of the Yugito feat that are off screen.
Well, what feat have I argued in this debate that was off screen? Nothing.
Kakuzu blocking Yugito.
Motherfucker, that's on screen.
Anyways, Noodles, I found the scan. Oh my lord. Okay, look at this scan, Noodles. What the actual fuck? That's not... Huh? Yeah, I didn't even copy it. Ignore the fact I'd sent the same relevant scan twice. Okay. Okay, there. Okay, look at this. So we see that like the wrapping gets like destroyed when Samehada comes out, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so he couldn't have just rewrapped it because the wrapping would have been destroyed.
He could have just had more wrap.
Okay, I would love to see you provide that he has more wrapping.
Where do you think he doesn't rewrap it after this? Because B has it later.
He doesn't have to do it immediately because we know that in the B fight he
we just don't know when he rewraps it, motherfucker.
Okay, Noodles. We literally see that when he takes off. We literally do see exactly what Kisame has like on his person, like when he gets. When he literally, Noodles. I will literally show you what he has on his person at all times. I can literally get a scan to support this.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Look at this scan. He has no wrapping in his fucking jacket. Okay, no wrapping in his fucking jacket, Noodles. Okay, and he's got obviously doesn't just fucking have it inside his ass.
What about his satchel?
What satchel?
Look at the not the bottom scan, but the one right above it. He has a satchel.
I don't think that's a satchel. I think that is just to carry his sword. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, whatever it is. I mean, what if he's got it shoved in his underwear, man?
I mean, I don't... Noodles,
if he had wrapping... What if he's got it in his sock?
Noodles. Okay, Noodles, if he had wrapping that would, like, inside of those small confined spaces, it would have been physically apparent. It would have, like, made a bulge.
No.
What do you mean fucking no, Noodles? I want you to go grab,
I've seen an old lady put a whole 6-pack of beer in a gas station between her legs, walk out, and you couldn't even see shit.
Yeah, Noodles, because that shit's covered, and she's putting it in between her legs.
What if he's got it inside of his shark butthole, dude?
Bro, Noodles. If that were to be the case, then you understand that, like, you have fecal matter on the insides of your ass, right? So that would mean that if he kept his wrapping...
Can you prove that his shark shit?
Noodles.
Oh man, I'm just trolling at this point. This entire argument is pointless because this is just such a random fire attack that scales nowhere. You talked about Itachi's fireball, then you talked about like lava style, then Kasame. I can't even see where Kasame has burn marks, bro, or Samehada has burn marks. Like it doesn't.
Dude, Noodle. I've already told you where you can see them, but I already explained that the fire juices that he used was like that, where he covered his body in lava because he's got burn marks on his own body.
But we don't know if that's the technique that hit him, though.
Wait, Noodles. You're so silly, bro.
It's off screen. You're assuming it.
Noodles. If Kisame has every bit the power of a Jinchuriki, right, and we literally see that he beats Roshi, then we can infer that his power as an AP was scaled to Roshi's, which would include his like fucking
doesn't include his durability because it could be his sword too, because it's talking about his sword as well. So when you swing a sword, your sword attack potency doesn't scale to your durability inherently.
You don't think your sword's attack potency doesn't scale to your durability inherently?
No, because the counter force is being projected onto the sword, not your body.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Noodles, I'm gonna be real with you, real quick. If Roshi uses, I have a question for you actually. So Kisame doesn't have his chakra absorbing thingy out, right? Like he can't absorb chakra when he fights Roshi because he's got his shit wrapped.
That ain't relevant.
Yeah, okay. Just we agree on that. Okay. If Roshi uses that magma shit to burn his body and he attacks Kisame, and we see burn marks on like Kisame's sword, right? Then the most likely assumption is that Kisame blocked it with Samehada,
which doesn't scale to his durability.
Noodles.
Nor does it scale to any major attack because we can't even know if he went full Biju mode or anything.
Okay, Noodles. You gotta understand, Noodles. Your scaling was to KCM, right? If Kisame's AP scales to KCM, and obviously
it wasn't to KCM, it was to Yugito, who can fire BG bombs and is relative to other Jinchuriki. KCM1 Naruto does not have durability relative to the Jinchuriki. He's not even a perfect Jinchuriki.
Okay, that's fine. But let me explain my.
He was getting shit on by the Jinchuriki. Why would he scale them? You know.
No. So if Samehara can take that attack, and then B's like little like fucking sword can like stab through Samehara, right? And Sasuke's sword can clash with Samehara, or not Samehara, with B's swords. Then that would mean that Sasuke's sword should have the AP to like hurt Samehara, which can do all that. Is B a Jinchuriki? Is that what you just asked me?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
The fuck?
Kakuzu's stronger than Jinchuriki.
That's fine. I'm just scaling Sasuke. Like I'm just gonna say that both Sasuke and Kakuzu, like both Taka Sasuke and Kakuzu, like Kakuzu can be above like base Jinchuriki, right? But I think that
perfect Jinchuriki, not base.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing. Actually, hold up, Noodles. What? Hey, wait. Can you explain to me the difference between base Jinchuriki? Excuse me. And perfect Jinchuriki.
The perfect Jinchuriki it has the Jinchuriki working in tandem with them, so it just means that the Jinchuriki, you get like access to all of their chakra.
B is a perfect Jinchuriki, though.
I know B's a perfect Jinchuriki, but he wasn't in his strongest state.
So Kakuzu's above B. Sasuke scales to B with Taka, and then heavy Sasuke is just stronger than Taka.
Did you just admit that Kakuzu was stronger than Sasuke, dude?
No, I said Taka Sasuke. Are you, bro? Noodles, you're
Taka
so
Sasuke.
Bro. I'm trying to scale heavy Sasuke above Taka Sasuke.
I can't even remember when like Sasuke scales to B, and also Taka Sasuke is not curse mark Sasuke. When does like Sasuke ever scale to B? Sasuke gets his shit ran by B.
Okay, so B like tries to hit Sasuke multiple times with his sword, and then Sasuke just counters with his own sword, and his sword doesn't get broken. So
his sword doesn't get broken. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's able to counter.
What if B was focusing on speed and overwhelming Sasuke rather than power?
Did you just ask me to prove that?
I said, what if that's the case?
There's no reason for that to be the case. So I would just say
if I'm focusing on just tagging Sasuke up, yeah, there's a fucking reason. He wasn't going full power right there. That was a fucking base B.
Noodles. If fucking B can just cleave through Sasuke's sword and just
real quick, Kirst. Real quick.
Why would be
for one? Real quick, we need to end this debate soon. Okay, because my girlfriend's coming home. She's got Chick-fil-A. And I'm a hungry boy, you know what I'm saying? So when that Chick-fil-A comes in the door, I'm fucking eating it. So
okay,
let's try and wrap this up here in a minute. I'm gonna let you argue a little bit more. Don't worry. I'm gonna let you finish off and cap off what you need to. But
okay, can you just like agree to my AP scaling so I can scale speed?
Just go ahead and scale speed. If you think you won the AP scaling, go for it.
I didn't even finish my AP scaling, but sure. You didn't really... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to assume it went through because you didn't really counter it. So, my speed scaling... what speed scaling should I use, chat? Oh, my lord. Noodles... let me think. What is a speed scaling worthy of the Noodle Man?
I know some good ones for Sasuke. You want them?
I know a few good ones.
You want me to tell you a good one?
No, I may just use it. Are you aware that he's able to perception blitz Deidara?
You talking about the beginning of the fight?
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of contentious with that feat because Deidara does react to him and like dodges him and like throws bombs at him and shit. So I mean, Toby does say like he's fast enough to blitz Deidara, but then Deidara like keeps up with him still. So
point is, do you agree that Sasuke is faster than Deidara? We're relative to him.
Relative, sure. Not to the bird, though.
To the what? The bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually really think that matters. Deidara is able to dodge Gaara's sand even without the bird. So.
When does he do that?
I'll get the scan for you, Noodles.
Just tell me what it is, and I might know of it.
Basically, he lands on that. He's a retard, and then Gaara tries to throw sand at him, and he just jumps above it and lands on his bird and dodges it.
I remember that. That feat's ass. That feat is not actually scaling. That's not what you think it is.
Why is it
show
not
the
scaling?
I don't remember exactly, but show the scan, and I'll tell you why.
Do you recall what chapter this is?
It's the beginning of Shippuden, so it's literally, bro. This is how I find chapters. I look up Gaara first
Deidara versus Gar
Deidara.
chapter.
And
That's
then,
what
I click on the first wiki link.
it's 248.
There you go. See, you figured it out. That's how you do it.
I've been doing that, but I just like asking because who knows if someone just heard about a certain character and just remembers a chapter off the
There's
top
too
of their
many
head.
chapters for me to remember like that. So
I remember. I know that Deidara versus Sasuke is 357 off the top of my head. So because they're like some of my favorite characters, and I know that Kakuzu versus Yugito
all right,
is
here
312.
I got the feet for you. So here.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll post
Are you
it
sure?
for you. Mm-hmm.
Are you lying to me, Noodles?
No, it's this one. I remember it.
Yeah. What's bad about this feat, Noodles?
Hold on, I haven't even posted it yet. So you see how he's just already on his bird?
When in the bottom left,
Like the next time we see him, like he's just on his bird.
Oh my god! I got it. No.
What?
Oh my god!
What?
I got it. I got an ad. Hold up.
What?
Oh my fucking god, bro! I'm gonna kill myself. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna just look at the scan you sent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is bad about this feat, Noodles?
Okay. Firstly, you can't really tell how far away the sand is. Secondly, you can argue it's an aim dodge because it's coming in a straight path towards him. Thirdly,
no,
what the fuck you think
I already have two disagreements. So basically, we do know the distance because we can see the sand move to where Deidara was, and we see that Gaara is like across from that, so that's the distance. Secondly, it's not moving in a straight line; it's moving in like a hook, like a fucking.
It's
like
just
a right
it's
foot.
just coming like it's curving towards him, but he can still see it from a distance away. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not that far.
Okay, so he can anticipate it then, and then he can just jump, which is not running speed.
He's not just jumping,
strength.
dog. He's literally creating an entire bird and then getting on a bird.
He can just summon that shit so fast, bro. It's not even hard.
No. Exactly. So his bird is faster than Gaara's sand because not only is bro able to.
But we weren't talking about his bird. We were talking about his movement.
No, Noodles. But he creates the bird like with his own like shit.
Where do you think this scales to? Let's just say it
to
scales.
Gaara. Okay, he scales to Gaara.
Sure.
Then,
Let's steel man that. Yeah. What's next?
Where do I want to scale Gaara? You probably know the feat I'm about to mention, Noodles. He's able to block the Raikage. So.
Okay. How do you know that Gaara is equal to this Gaara?
Because we know that. You agree that Ross and Gaara were equal in the war arc, right?
No, Gaara was better. But yeah.
I mean, relative. They were relative.
They clashed a few times, but Gaara won, so Gaara's better. But whatever you like, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
relative
they're relative. They're relative.
And what speed? Because the reason Gaara Sand won was because it was faster. Like Gaara,
yeah, but they're Noodles. They still clash. They're saying clashes, so they're relative.
It's because it's a giant area of. They're both giant area of effect jutsu. That doesn't have to do with speed. Like it's because they're both massive.
Noodles. They're the same distance apart from each other. And they both send out their sand and they meet in the middle, and their sand's the same size.
Gaara Sand was stated to be faster, though.
Yeah, they can. Okay, yeah. Like, I mean, Noodles. Okay, so Noodles. Let me give you like an example, right? Obviously, if there's like an Olympic race, the person who wins first place is going to be the fastest. But how much do you think is going to be by? Like, it could be by like half a second. It could be by like 1 second. Like, it doesn't have to be like absurdly faster. Their speed can still be comparable.
I don't know how fast it is because that's cinematic timing.
How is this cinematic timing?
Because you can't tell the time frame of a panel. It's impossible unless it's just stated.
Well, yeah, we can make a guesstimation. Do you know what chapter this is? Yeah, we can make a guesstimation. Or like an educated guess. Do you know what chapter this would be by chance, Noodles?
What? Which one?
Gaara versus Rasa.
No, I don't know off the top.
Oh.
What you looking for though? Like what statement?
I'm looking for the instance. I'm looking for the instance I was referencing.
I know what you're talking about, where their sand clashes in the very beginning of the fight.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to find like a time frame, try to make an accurate, consistent time frame for you because you think it's cinematic time.
That's literally like a term. Like the reason that's brought like that's like a versus battle wiki term because like when you talk about like anime and manga, like you can't tell time frame. This is literally the same argument you made in the beginning of the debate. With that Kakuzu paw strike feat.
I know what cinematic time is, Noodles.
Okay, then that how do you know? There's no statement of what time frame that feat took place in, so there's absolutely no way you can deny that it's not cinematic timing. Like you can't time
it. Actually, Noodles, you can just make an estimation, and I can prove it to you that it's like a valid one. Okay, so you see the scan that I'm sending you, Noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we see that in this instant.
So who sent out their attack first there?
Let me look. Is it left? It's right. It's right to left, right?
Yeah, it's right to left.
Okay, so it's Gara.
Is that true though? Like, are we for sure that they're
Yeah,
sending
because
out
that's how
faster? You
that's how cinematic timing works. And since it's split up,
Oh, is it? Or is that
cinematic
just your
panel.
assumption?
Okay, Noodle. So basically, cinematic timing is we don't know what something. Basically, can you firstly explain to me what you think cinematic timing is? Like,
Um,
re-explain it. I did earlier, but I forgot exactly what your classification of it was.
mm, cinematic timing? Do you asking me about cinematic timing? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Hold up. Firstly, I want to say this to Surfball. This is very relevant. I promise. This is
Okay.
very, very relevant.
They send out sand. It clashes.
Yeah, Noodles.
Okay.
I'm saying that like, so that I'm saying that like, in a manga panel, obviously things are portrayed chronologically. All we can say for sure is that Gaara's sand started first because the panels are split up.
That's an
Obviously,
assumption.
it's not. You can literally see the
You
split.
can read right to left, but it's just showing that they're both sending out sand. You can't time it.
Okay, that's how the manga panels are structured. It's structured from like what you
That's an
read first.
assumption.
That's not an assumption. That's a fact, Noodles.
Improve
Manga,
it.
obviously, a comic book panel or a book or whatever you want to look at are like read from the order in which it's happening chronologically. Obviously,
If
so our
okay,
sand is turning out first before Rasta's. Obviously, we don't know how much fucking faster it was, but that does not really matter for my argument.
I don't
And
even
if
think it's
anything, it
relative
helps
because
out.
I think Gara probably was just his sand stated faster, and like his sand starts to reach around. He's being more tactical than Rasa, but regardless, like they directly state that like Gara had surpassed Rasa at this point. Like he was just beyond him. He was better than him, and he
Yeah.
made him look. And like even the other Kage were commenting about how gifted he was and how he surpassed Rasa. So it's like
Okay, yeah, noodles. So basically, I think I was able to prove they were relative because I don't really think what you said really
okay,
changed what I
sure.
said.
Let's say you
Yeah,
you
and
think that, but what's next?
before we continue, since I want to explain why this is relevant because people in the chat obviously
I
don't
don't
know
care
this
what the
meta.
people in the chat say.
Okay, well,
You're on a
I
time
should say
limit now because my girlfriend's coming home with Chick-fil-A. So fuck the chat. I don't care what they're saying.
okay, noodles. How long ago do you think a long time ago would entail?
A long time ago. What do you mean?
Like, okay, like let's say I
It's
said a
vague. It's
long
vague.
time
There is no
ago.
time frame. You can't.
Okay, well, okay, noodles. Do you think it's fair to say that a long time ago would have to refer to longer than a year?
No.
Okay, well, I'll explain why it does. So I want you to look up the definition of a long time ago, and it will say that it's in the distant past. A distant past would obviously infer a very long distance, right? You
That's
would
a
not say,
relative thing. It depends on what they mean by distant past.
yeah. So in this, okay, let me just
What's
provide you with this.
distant to them might not be distant to others. You know, that's what a
Mm.
relative term is. Relative
Yeah, I
terms
know,
are
I know, I
ambiguous.
know,
That's
noodles.
why it's vague.
I know noodles. Let me just like send the scan. Okay,
Uh,
so okay, look at the scan I just sent noodles.
Let me see. Gave me that medicine, gave it to me. Gara, you should pass me long ago.
So basically, in Ross's time frame, since he's been dead for like an extended period of time and he's not really aware of the current state of the world, essentially, he's coming to this conclusion from a time period from as in whenever he was deceased to currently. So a
He's
long
talking
time ago
about
would have to
Gara
be.
surpassed him a long time ago.
No, I know, but I'm saying that his inference of this would be within the time that he died,
He's
and
just
then.
saying
But
Gara is so talented that he's probably surpassed him a long time ago, or he knows that he's surpassed him a long time ago.
yeah, okay, noodles. I'm explaining that like he's making this inference because you said that time is relative to the person, and I agree, right? I'm saying that Ross's like perception of time would be from between he died that and like now like right when he got reanimated that would all be a blank space, right? So
He
his
died when Gara was a child. You're saying he thought Gara
oh
surpassed him as a child?
he no noodles he's saying obviously I think that Rasa was stronger than Gara during the tuning exams because Rasa died like around that time because Orochimaru killed
Rasa died before the tuning exams began, so Gara was 13 then. Are you claiming
him.
that Gara had
No
surpassed Rasa when he was 13?
noodles obviously Rasa was better than Gara at that point but
Okay,
I'm
but you
saying
just said that it was when he died. That's what he's
no
referring
I'm
to.
saying that that's like I know that we know that the inference of time of what he is claiming is like when Gara could have surpassed him is within that time frame. I'm suggesting right that it cannot be obviously referencing like Gara at that point during like during the part one, when like right when Rasa died, because obviously Gaara wasn't strong.
Just answer it directly. Stop doing this bullshit where you bounce around. Hey, listen. This is what you have to answer. When does Rasa mean long time ago? How long ago was a long time ago for Rasa?
Like when he becomes Kazekage, probably. That's the most likely interpretation.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think, and you're going to tell me if your interpretation is more valid than mine.
Okay, what do you think he's saying?
6 months ago.
Okay, that's actually perfectly fine because Shippuden's not 6 months long. So
how long is it then?
Shippuden, like maybe like 2 months, something like that.
Based on what?
Okay, based on the fact that we know that Naruto is 16 during the Pain arc, right? And we know that the entire like succession from the Pain arc to the Kazekage rescue mission. Well, first there's a 2-year time skip. He comes back to the village, and like the same day he's in the village, he gets a mission like the following day. Because we know the fight with Kakashi lasts till night. And the following day he goes to the fucking sand village.
Dude, I could just say 2 weeks and it wouldn't change anything. Like the reason I'm just throwing out a number is because there isn't a valid answer here.
Well, no, I'm saying that like if it were to be 2 weeks ago, I'm saying that would not make any sense for the context of the statement because obviously Gaara has not been training at all.
You don't know that.
I do know that because
you don't know that.
Firstly, I do because as the fucking topic.
You like talking about off-screen stuff a lot, don't you?
Make an inference of something that happened off-screen, Noodles. Like Gaara's the Kazekage. Obviously, he's busy being the Kazekage. We literally see that like when Deidara goes to his village, he's just like chilling in his fucking like.
He's still getting stronger and faster in the middle of the war arc, though.
Well, that's completely different. We don't know why that's the case.
He did that within a day, so like within 2 days. So yeah, you can get vastly stronger than somebody in a couple days. So when he says a long time ago, for a ninja getting stronger a long time ago, I mean a month ago could be a long time ago. Like you really don't know. So
the difference that you're making is that during the war, Gaara was constantly, or not constantly, but he was fighting for majority of the war. Gaara did not have any fights with the Kazekage after Deidara, while Deidara was constantly fighting. So any assertion of one character being stronger than the other could literally be made for Deidara too. So, and if you look at the context of the statement, he says that since he surpassed him, the village is now like a long time ago. The village is now actually his. So that basically just implies that as Kazekage, which was the start of Shippuden, that was stronger.
What would you do if I just knowledge claimed Rasa here?
Well, he's coming to the conclusion based off what he's seen. So, but
he wasn't alive to see him surpass him. So does he even actually know if it was a long time ago or not?
We know that dead people can interact with the world of Naruto.
Huh?
We know that dead people can interact with the world of Naruto.
Dead people can interact with the world of Naruto. Talking about like who?
Jiraiya. He literally does it.
What does he do?
He touches Naruto on the shoulder. Like, what?
What if that's just a unique ability to Jiraiya? Why does it have to scale to everyone?
Okay, Noodles. You said
what
that.
What if that's just symbolic? Like,
Noodles. How would Noodles? If it was symbolic, how would Naruto physically feel? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, second, he could just feel Jiraiya's presence, like, Noodles, but it's not really his presence. I don't know.
Bro, Noodles, he physically feels it. You can't physically feel something that's not
regardless, there. You don't know if that scales to everyone else. There are certain people who can interact with him from that, like Obito can from the Pure Lands. But
he
does it with Kamui though, so it's like a unique thing to him. But like
anyways, Noodles. So what I was gonna say, right, is that if dead people can interact with the living world from the dead, and you're just saying, oh well, why can't Rasa just be wrong? Firstly, we already know that just because he's dead doesn't inherently mean he doesn't have knowledge.
Okay, secondly, hold on. But he didn't have knowledge about anything else that was going on in the war. That's why they were all confused when they were first summoned.
Okay, I don't know why that really matters. I mean,
so he doesn't know about something. So how do we know he knows about this?
Okay, Noodle. My argument is that your argument against this, right, was that, oh, why can't Rasa just be wrong because you're dead? My first counter is just because you're dead doesn't inherently mean you don't have knowledge. My second argument to that is essentially just that you don't really know. Like, we know that Rasa came to this conclusion based off of something. Just because he wasn't alive for that moment to come to that conclusion doesn't mean that, like, that conclusion's wrong.
Knowledge claim.
Noodles, as I already said, he's coming to that conclusion. Yeah, okay. I don't think that knowledge claim stuff like really matters.
Debunked.
So
You just got debunked.
you didn't even really let me finish my argument, but okay. Um. So if you let me explain my argument, basically what I'm trying to say, Noodles, is that if he's coming to this conclusion based off of something, regardless of whether or not he was alive or not, then for that thing to happen, for him to come to this conclusion at all means that you'd have to provide a reason for it to be wrong. You can't really just say a knowledge claim because you're coming to the assumption
I
that he
gave
doesn't
you a
have any
reason. I
knowledge.
said that like he doesn't know about a lot of things that were happening in the current state of the world. Like none of the Kage really did. They were all confused at who brought them back and everything. And the only one that had any idea what happened to them was Rasa because he knew Orochimaru had Edo Tensei. But that was the only thing they all knew. Like they didn't know anything else. And then they see afterwards. Like all that happens afterwards is after Gaara beats the shit out of him, he just assumes Gaara surpassed him a long time ago.
It's not an assumption because he's saying like a blatant fact.
Prove
But
he has
anyways,
that knowledge then.
Noodles. Okay, Noodles. I'm saying that he's coming to this conclusion based off of something, whatever that thing is. You
Could
can't
it be
say,
based on an assumption? Is that possible?
No, because Noodles.
It's not possible
Noodles,
that he's basing it on an
Noodles,
assumption.
Let me speak, Noodles. Let me speak, Noodles. As you just said, right? He came to this conclusion because Gaara beat his ass, right? So that's knowledge. He's saying, right? He's just saying based off of that, he has knowledge to infer something. You can't say, oh, it's a knowledge claim because he doesn't have the knowledge on this. His knowledge is that Gaara just folded him, so he can come to inferences based off of that. Him not being alive for certain things or not knowing certain events is not a direct defeater to this. Rasa can still be correct. So
what's next on the scaling chain?
Oh, that's it. I just think
you're just scaling them to Rasa.
Unless you want me to scale the Raikage higher than.
Where's the Raikage come in?
Well, Gaara blocked the Raikage, and you asked me
Didn't
to say.
Didn't you argue earlier that like because the Raikage was falling, it doesn't scale to his real speed? Gaara blocked the falling Raikage.
No, Gaara blocked his kick. Like
yeah, the same kick you argued earlier was falling.
No, Noodles.
I was saying you did. You're cherry picking, bitch.
Noodles. If you go back on the live stream, what I said was that when he's falling through the air, it's gravity pushing him down, but he throws a kick at the end of it, which is his actual speed. Like you can ask the chat. I mean, they're probably not going to remember.
He throws a kick with his actual speed, dude. The first thing he does when he jumps in the air is just immediately leg drops, and he doesn't move his leg after he is at the top of his air game. So he doesn't throw a kick at the end of it. He just has his leg ready to drop.
Noodles, that's just not even true, bro. Let me get the chapter. Or I meant let me get the scan.
It doesn't matter, bro. I'll just give it to you just for the sake of it, just so you can at least win 1 point. But
I think I've won a lot of points, Noodles.
But either way, what I'm gonna say is the Raikage scaling to Gaara does not mean that that the Gaara that fought Deidara is the same. He could have got stronger in that time frame. So like you don't know if he did any training or not. You're just assuming he didn't. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Okay, so yeah, I mean I think I won that last point. So essentially, Noodles,
you ready to conclude?
Yeah, so basically I'm going to conclude on what I think I was able to prove.
Okay.
So I think I not only was able to succeed on proving that Kakuzu could have aimed dodge Yugito, which means that you can't really use that feat in a valid sense. I think I also proved that Yugito's feats don't have the feat inherently attributed to her speed, so you can't really scale Kakuzu because of that. I agreed that his Diamond Morph should be multi-continent level durability, but I think that his normal body should not be that high. We basically kind of agreed he should be like above Casey and Naruto in AP durability, just because of Jinchuriki scaling. So for my scaling, I think I was able to prove the Kisame stuff. And I think that just due to that, I think I was able to get Heavy Sasuke to also not only being stronger than Taka Sasuke, who could clash with B's AP, who can cut through Samehada, he was also able to burn Itachi, who I think scales to Kisame. And then for the speed, I just got Heavy Sasuke to the Raikage. And I don't really think that New will scale Kakuzu's speed anywhere. So I just think that I won.
Okay. The first thing is, this motherfucker doesn't know how to prove how a character is relative, because I showed him feats of characters tagging people in combat speed. This is my conclusion, by the way. I showed that characters tagging someone in combat speed. I showed characters running alongside other characters. I showed characters mentally reacting, and he denied that all of those examples proved that Yugito was relative to Kakuzu. I showed him that there was no difference between the tentacle feet, which he claimed Sasuke scaled to. He couldn't prove that there was any difference in size than there was between Kakuzu and Yugito. I said that the size or the distance between each tentacle and paw strike was about the same. So I just said, well, if you're going to argue Sasuke scales to the tentacle, then I can argue Kakuzu scales to the paw swipe by the same metric. I don't think he ever countered that by any means. He just said that, oh yeah, it's way bigger on the tentacle. It's a way shorter distance on the tentacle. And I was like, no, it's not. You have to prove that. And he never did. He never pixel scaled it or measured it or anything. So I think I won that. He agreed to multi-continental durability and provided no scaling for Sasuke's AP that would put it at multi-continental. Like, he tried to scale him above, like, Itachi's fireball, but he ended up conceding that point. And then he tried scaling Kasame's durability to Roshi, but I proved that Roshi didn't even actually take any, or that Kasame didn't actually tank any attacks from Roshi. The only one that did was Samehada, maybe, and it was still questionable whether or not it was any significant attack. Like, it could have just been a random fire attack. I said that. So again, doesn't scale the multi-continental or anything, so he had no multi-continental scaling. I proved that Kakuzu could damage Biju. He provided 0 durability scaling for Sasuke besides tanking the C1 and the C2, I guess, but I proved that the C1 and C2 didn't scale to the Jinchuriki, therefore they're not multi-continental. The fish bomb was completely irrelevant, so yeah, based on those reasons, Kakuzu just blitzes and one-tap Sasuke. But yeah, good debate.
Okay, good debate.
That. Yep, I hope you had fun. I wasn't trying to be rude to you at points, I was just trying to be emphatic. I hope you know that, so just make stream entertaining.
I was kind of having fun with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I could tell you're playing it up. So, yep, good debate. It's really long. Hopefully, the stream enjoyed that. Damn, I missed the notification. Yeah, you did. Noodles post a poll for who won. It's kind of unfair if I do that because it's my channel.
Yeah, that's bro.
So I'm not going to do that just because it would be just a biased test poll. Like, I know he's got some of his guys in here too, but it's who knows how many of them are even left watching at this point. They probably got tired of seeing their boy get fried. That's why I'm just playing. Noodles post poll. Noodles 300-0 in my opinion. You know, I think so too. But
I beg to differ. But
you think I'm 299-1?
Yeah, that's what I think. Oh yeah, Surf Phone. By the way, I do want to mention that I wasn't even arguing like the souls having knowledge on the real world thing as like clear. I was just saying that like Noodles can assert that. But then he
real quick. Yeah, I didn't bring it up because I saw Nate typing in chat, so I didn't want to take his argument. But that Jiraiya thing where he touches someone on the shoulder, that's anime only.
Oh, straight up. I didn't know that.
It's okay. I didn't bring it up because I saw Nate use it. So
low-key, even if you brought it up, I probably would have just dropped it. But I
know you would have, but that's the thing. I would have been stealing an argument. So
I mean, I wouldn't have cared. I mean, if you brought it up anyways, I wouldn't have cared. But I would have just.
Is this real as Charlie Zelenoff's record? Oh, it's real. Go ahead, Kirst.
I was just gonna say that I was probably just gonna bring up the whole Rasa making the inference based off of something anyways.
I think Kirst did better than about 200 of the other people. Maybe, yeah. I think he did. Swag is hiding for his life. Get Swag! Get on in here!
Not gonna lie, chat. I did better than 6. So
6 folded.
Andre, we need to talk about your judgment because I know you're in chat, bro. Okay, Noodles, I'm a bounce, bro. Good debate.
Okay, appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate the debate. I'm glad that we kept it fairly civil and had fun with it. So no hard feelings or anything. Appreciate you for turning up.
It's just for fun, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fucking anime debate at the end of the day. No one's hurt, so. Yeah,
I hope the chat enjoyed it too, bro. Y'all are pretty chill. I fuck with all you people, bro.
Yeah, it was funny seeing you going back and forth with the chat. and what was funny was, like, Surfmode said in chat, like, earlier, he's like, man, it's almost like Curse never stress tests this argument, and I saw that, and I was just thinking about how in the beginning you were like, yeah, I've been training for months for this debate.
Bro, okay, I was training, but, like, I mean, I didn't really practice, because, I mean, none of the people in my server would ever be able to argue as good as you, so there was just never a point.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, you can try to find another Kakuzu guy, but I'm the real one, so.
Yeah, bro, NWK, I can guarantee there's no fucking way I'm going to cry over an anime debate, bro. Like, Like losing a debate is actually very, very dangerous. I think you should probably go outside. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know,
But
the other guy
anyways,
was mad because
I'm
I was
about.
cussing. I was just saying it to be funny. Like I wasn't even trying to
Yeah,
insult or
I mean,
anything.
I was kind of playing up a point. I was playing up a character at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, I'm a bounce. This
Okay.
was a very fun debate. I actually really enjoyed it. So
Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna kick you out of the server just so I have. I'm not gonna ban you or anything, but just so that way, the next time I debate in here, you won't be here. You can't just join and interrupt my
I thought
stream.
you meant like your actual server. I thought you meant this.
No,
one.
no, just this one. You can stay in my server. I don't care.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But anyways, good debate, Noodles.
Good debate, bro.
I hope you have a good night, bro.
Yep, you too. All right, boys. Kick and cursed. Reason for kick. He's a bitch. That was a troll. What you guys think? Who won? One in chat. Put a 1 in chat for Noodles. Put a 2 in chat for Cursed. Who won? 1 in chat for Noodles. 2 for Cursed. Bobby Green! Hope you had a good stream. Was busy. Oh, hell yeah. Did Bobby Green win? Thanks for the 50 Australian dollars, bro. Clyde pulling up. 1. We got a 2. We got 1, 2. You got 2 2s? 1 no diff. Clyde pulling up with them Australian dollars. Hell yeah, Clyde. Who won between Bobby Green and that one fuck? Let's look it up. Hold on. I'll be right back. I hear someone banging on my door. Alright, I'm back. Noodles, we VCing. I gotta eat with my girlfriend. She just pulled up. Noodles slammed. I'm number 1, Curlbo. Three. Yeah, we got mostly 1s. Clyde with that 50 Australian dollars. Message retracted. I didn't mean to retract your message, Clyde. I don't know if that was me or not. Noodles plays D&D and has a girl. What a Chad. Hell yeah. Will you leave the stream up? Yeah, I'll leave it up for you guys. Noodles, what does your girlfriend think about you anime debating? She's actually impressed that I debate because she thinks I basically explained to her that's a pretty useful skill. And she understands that. She's smart too, so. You know how that is. Why is this not doing that? Here. Let's go now. Good lot. You debated her on you debating? Well, no, I didn't debate her. She just compliments me about it. She thinks I'm good about it. Good with debating. My main annoyance was the you didn't argue this when you clearly did. That would have been annoying. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, when people say that kind of shit, like, you can just rewind, right? Like, I don't even have to refute those claims because I know what I argued against. So, if I wanted to, I could have, but, I mean, that just becomes like, oh, yeah, well, you can go back in the recording, which that did happen one time during the debate, but it's whatever. He debated her on why she should be his girlfriend? Hell yeah. No, I'm just got the big sexy, man. That's all there is to it. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody for showing up. That was fun. I liked the everything that happened. So it was a good debate. Good debate. Can't wait for the next swag hate interview. I know, right? Noodles, when is the face reveal? Man, I face reveal on my Discord all the time. If you want to see it, to go there. I will do a face reveal live stream at some point, but I want to save it for something big, like a swag Kage debate. When is JJK content? Man, I just released a podcast today talking about JJK. But if you want to like know when a video is coming out, I'm not for sure yet. I got quite a few videos in the line already. So next one is definitely going to be Jake Paul and Itachi. I know I've been talking about those for months and months, but man, life has been crazy the last 6 months. So you know, it is what it is. You should try debating CJ the Champ on Toby Rama. Tell him I'm down. When is the Itachi video coming? As soon as I get done with the Jake Paul video. To put it to you guys plainly, the Jake Paul video, I've edited over like 55 minutes of it. So I'm coming close to the end, but I still got a whole nother fight to cover. So once I finish that shit has been what's been keeping me back, because it's like a big ass documentary style video where I'm covering every single one of his fights. So it's like, it's just been taking up so much of my time, and I'm editing it better than any of my other videos that I've ever edited. So it's hard, man. But I've been kind of lazy with it too, but like I said, life's been crazy, man. Life fucks with you, so it is what it is. But it'll come out as soon as I finish the Jake Paul video, so don't worry. Ryuzaki. Yeah, I get that. I'm just super impatient with that kind of stuff. I know it. I just need to do better. But like I've been just feeling like I need to get out content more. That's why y'all got a pod. Like I announced the podcast yesterday or the day before yesterday. I recorded it yesterday, and then I uploaded it today. That's pretty good, right? So. And I streamed on the same day. I need scaling on content for the Boruto anime. Maybe. Can't wait for KSI to shit on Jake Paul after beating Tommy. You better hope he beats Tommy. Because if he doesn't, he's gonna have to fight Jake Paul and he's gonna get knocked out. I'd love to see you do a short on Kimimaro, but not a super in-depth one. I feel like he gets slept on, and you should do some shorts. I actually thought about doing a Kimimaro versus Haku video. Do you think I would ever do MCU scaling? See, the issue with the MCU is the scaling really sucks for it. Like, they're all pretty weak. Like, there's some good hacks and stuff, but the movies themselves are just so inconsistent, and, like, they were better earlier on, but they were also weaker early on. So when they started getting a more OP stuff, it was when the movies started falling off, too, and being shit. So it's like, I don't really want to do MCU. I do know a lot about the MCU, because I've watched a shit ton of the movies, but, yeah. Always like seeing your content, Noodles. Can't wait for those vids to come out. I would like to see Kimimaro versus Haku. Yeah, that'd be cool. The Boys scaling is even weaker. Yeah, I would just watch The Boys for fun, not for scaling. Deepa versus Kakuzu would be neat. Alright, everybody, I'm gonna go eat my dinner with my lovely girlfriend, so I will see you all later. MCU and Star Wars scaling be fun, but recently both franchises have gotten dry as fuck. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, even Star Wars, I don't really want to talk about it just because they've dropped it. And, dude, anything Disney touches just turns to shit, like, every time. And, like, I don't know, there's something about Disney lately. They're just so bad. They're so corporate, and they're evil, too. I know they're fucking evil, so. Now that I said that, I'm getting blacklisted, probably. See y'all later. I appreciate y'all. For the record, I'm 300-0 now. So, that's the 300th debate. I'm making my record 300-0. What do you think of Crisis as a power scaling YouTuber? I really like Crisis. And he's super nice. He's an amazing editor. One of the best editors I've ever seen. He makes good content. He makes in-depth content. He even asked me to look over one of his videos one time and ended up not being able to get to it. And he stopped talking to me after that, which I think it's just because of some of the people he hangs around that don't like me. But I have no problem with Crisis. He's good. He makes good content. I would like to have Crisis on the podcast, actually. So if any of you guys want to message Crisis, tell him I'd like to have him on the Power Scaling podcast and talk to him about maybe some of his Metal Gear or comic shit. That'd be cool. So Disney be like reverse Midas. Yeah, literally. For real, he blocked me though, not gonna lie. Damn. All right, everybody. I will see you all later. Appreciate everyone for turning up. Appreciate Clyde for that $50 bomb earlier. Appreciate it. Appreciate Dane for the $5 earlier, too. You guys are awesome. I feel like I always get donations every time I stream, so that's awesome. It's an awesome community to have, so appreciate everybody. I'll see y'all later.